gonna allow Cam Jones a fair chance. He's saying Dr. Sebi is a scammer. I'm not gonna just start the video saying Dr. Sebi ain't no scammer. Screw Cam Jones. What I'm gonna say is I don't think Dr. Sebi is a scammer, and you gotta prove it to me. And I'm gonna go with the video with an honest walkthrough, and I'm gonna listen to his arguments and see his evidence. And his claim got to be supported that this man is a scammer. Now we gotta look up what the word scammer is and all that too. Now, so
there you go.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, can I add one thing, man? I'm not gonna say nothing during the video. I just want to say, bro, this right here is on my alley because I've been dealing with herbs and making different healing products for like 20 years. And for anybody listening, the best thing you can do to find out if Dr. Sebi is a scammer, learn about the herbs he teaches, start taking them, and see how your body heals. That's the best thing you can do. Forget about what somebody else is saying.
And let me tell you something, the brother just gave you some fire advice, because anybody keep getting called a scammer for promoting herbs, I'm just gonna say before I play the video, it already seemed bad for Cam Jones, Cam James, right? But I'm gonna be fair with him, you know, because you know you can call out a lot of people that's promoting a lot of stuff, but let's call out the herbalist man, okay? So right there, we just want to put that on the table. And let's go ahead and show you the guy we're talking about, and we're going to hop right into this thing, guys. Hit the like and share button for your boy on your way in. Hit the show. Let me see if my channel can hear. Y'all should be able to, share computer. All right, so here's this guy channel, people. Let's hop into this thing and break this guy down. Who are we dealing with here? This gentleman by the name of Cam James, he's a former rapper, current filmmaker, occasional journalist, equal opportunity grift hater. So basically, he's one of those channels that his whole channel is based around calling out the grifters in the community. Now, listen, I don't have a problem with this kind of content. I would say if I did it, I would call out grifters, period. If you know what I mean. Because I mean, when you go through here, it's golly, it's a lot of black folks on here. But hey, man, if it's that many black grifters in our community, then salutes to this brother. We need him. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of black grifters. So Sebi's one of those grifters. I just want to give you a little bit about the gentleman who's calling Sebi out, because his video starts with giving us a little bit about who Sebi is. I'm going to start mine with giving a little bit about who this brother is. According to him, Tariq Nasheed is a grifter. And again, I think me personally that the word grift is being overused in the community. I think if someone have a message we disagree with and they're online promoting it and people donate to it, that don't make them a grifter, because that means he need to call out every black pastor in his community. You feel me? Because people have a right. And if someone was doing something illegal, you better believe they'll be locked up for it. So that's another thing that make me be like, I get this kind of content, but I don't. This brother think FBA and ADOS is a cult. So it's giving you, it's automatic that I'm giving you, showing you who we dealing with here. He thinks his lineage is a cult, not knowing he's born into a cult called America, y'all. You see what I'm saying? No one in FBA or ADOS is forcing taxation on me. They don't have a systematic form of oppression over me. No one in FBA or ADOS is forcing me to pay them anything, but the government I'm born into, it is, even though I don't even agree with all of its ideologies. I agree with all of Tariq's ideologies, but I still don't pay him no money. I don't even agree with these people's ideologies and power, and they force my taxation. You ain't gonna call them out? Oh, okay. But my whole thing is, you're literally born into a cult called America, and you choose to call out the very thing that's attempting to identify who the hell we are, which is FBA and ADOS. You don't have to agree with them. And it's just like any group is going to have enemies and people who don't like them. So same thing with FB8os. I just group them together. I say FB8os. I think that's dope. But yeah, these groups, you know, I think we are so quick to use words like cult, grifter, and all that on our own people. But yet the people in power who are literally cult members, grifters. I mean, people, it's no question that most of your presidents and people in power are fraternity members, skulls and bones members. They're literally part of cults. Now, you have a lot of people that's being called out for grifting, and they make content calling out Rockefeller, Rothschilds, cult members, real cults like Skull and Bones. And then those people that have a video made by them by another black man calling them a grifter, calling what they teaching pseudo and all that. So it's like almost policing free thought. Anybody goes outside of what Massa taught us is a grifter. That's the scary thing about this kind of content. You know what I'm saying? Because it allows other groups of other colors to be able to have alternative ideologies and promote them and even monetize them with no problem. But soon as a young black man have an alternative form of medicine, for example, what's the, I'm so sorry, guys. I always do this. I smoke too much. What's the young brother name? Nature Jab. What's my plastiline brother name? I'm gonna quit forgetting your name, my young brother. I'm gonna put some respect on it. Help me out, people. I'm gonna remember it this time. The young brother, he's doing amazing work. He's turning plastic to gasoline. Shout out to Nature Jab. This brother has so many haters, it ain't even funny. And to see how he deal with them is crazy. And Cam James, trust me, he's gonna call that young brother out next now. That young brother got so many black folks, not even white folks, coming at him saying he's a scammer and let me debunk him and he's lying to y'all. Julian Brown. See, a young brother like Julian Brown will definitely end up on a channel like this. Any kind of alternative science, alternative thing, and it's gaining a lot of money and support, but it isn't supported by science. You're going after it. See, there are people in these jungles, man, that can heal your ass with forms of untraditional forms that they don't like in this Western world. It ain't grifting if they promote that over here. Think about it. There are other ways to be healed other than what they teach in the Western world. Is more than one way to skin a cat. But if you don't skin that cat they way, you're a grifter. You don't have a degree. You ain't qualified. Even if people say, I seen results from this. So forget all the people that followed Sebi and they was healed. He don't have credentials from the white man. But these are just my words. I'm going to let you hear it from Cam James' mouth. I think I've talked about him enough now. I think it's about time I play his video about Sebi. And it starts off with him going into Sebi's life. Let's start it.
There's no sponsor for today's video. Well, there is. It's me. I got new merch. It's been a long time coming. Been working with
I mean, I just think it's crazy, man, to come out to this dead old herbalist. Like, Sebi wasn't promoting gangbanging and all that. He wasn't even promoting, you know, aliens or all of that kind of stuff. He was promoting herbs, man. Stop eating red meat and starches and put some vegetables in your body. How do you go after that and then start it off promoting your merch and stuff like, let me spit on this elder that wanted our people to eat herbs? And you'd be surprised how many people joking on Sebi in the comments. And let me see. We have Sound Mind. What's going on there?
Oh.
Yeah, that's why we gotta clear the panel while we do this. That's a reminder of why we clear the panel when we do this. But salutes to everyone. For sure, like, I just take salutes everybody. Get my t-shirt now. Let's fucking spit on this dead elder. Wow. I know we just started the video, but come on, man. Really? Let's go.
Graphic designer friend of mine, Eric Montague, and two incredibly talented black illustrators, Kasi.
What's wrong with my mic? I don't hear no one else complaining about the mic.
And Dreamer Art to put together something that I think speaks to the channel. I'm extremely grateful for anybody who's ever bought merch in the past, but this is definitely the most artistic drop I've ever put out. A lot of pieces in the line, including hats, socks, stickers. Every tee is heavyweight and slightly oversized. Link on screen.
Let me go ahead and get to the video, man. This is... Why is it on your mind when this man dead and gone? He was just promoting herbs. Like, let's debunk these herbs.
Alfredo Darrington Bowman, a holistic health practitioner for celebs and regular people who used the name Dr. Sebi and sold naturopathic remedies, was born in the same country he died in, Honduras. Specifically, he was born in a village called Elanga. Ethnically, through his grandfather, he was from Haiti.
Haiti? Haiti is what I resonate with. That's where I get my energy from. You motherfucker don't give up. The other day when they bombed Haiti, we expected that long time. That was no earthquake.
Come on.
You see what you guys have done? Nobody ever done. You guys kicked the white man's greatest general's ass.
Yo, this man is dropping facts. How do you taint his legacy, young brother?
You guys are the one that knows how to do things without money. But they had to fuck Haiti. They had to fuck Haiti. Like a payback. That was a fucking bomb. That was no goddamn earthquake, motherfuckers.
Come on now.
Y'all don't understand. I could barely get through this research. Man, this is hilarious. I led with that clip so we can level set. I'm not beating up on some nice old...
See, in Cam James' mind, everything Sebi just said is pseudoscience. That's what I'm telling y'all. That's conspiracy theory, according to him. Because this brother, people like him don't research direct energy weapons and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Anything that the media tells us, we just run with it. The media say it was an earthquake that attacked Haiti. Why should you question it? If you do, you're a conspiracy theorist. You see the vibes? You need to know the vibes, people. We can't question massa. But again, Cam James, and I hate to use this word, he's a tether. He's an anti-FBA tether. Anti-ADOS tether. I know he don't like the word, but when I say the word, everyone know what I'm talking about. So I'm just being convenient right now.
Old man's legacy. Bowman had a foul mouth at times. He spread a lot of misinformation, as I'm going to prove later. And I'm not about to be overly delicate when he just cussed more times in 1 minute than I have in the last week.
I don't understand why we can't use profanity. You're not our parents. He didn't cuss at nobody. If a person chooses to use profanity, that don't give you a green light to go in and disrespect and cuss them out if they didn't do that to you. I can cuss right now, but if I don't curse at you, that shouldn't be a green light for you to curse at me just because I'm cursing. So again, this brother got a big following. It's conservative, it's anti-black, it's anti-FBA, so just be careful. I probably get a video made by me. Because these kind of channels, if you go against me, then I'm going to say you're a grifter. And it makes you wonder, how can you have credibility? Everybody you don't like is a grifter. You don't like FBA, so Tariq Nasheed is a grifter. You don't like ADOS, so Yvette and them are grifters. It's when people come to America, they need to realize that your definition of grifting is bananas, is stupid. Because think about it. In America, you can have any message you want. It can be a belief in aliens, Bigfoot. If people buy your books and your products and they come to your speakings to hear about Bigfoot, it's not grifting. There are people out there that believe in some crazy stuff, and I will be the first to ridicule them. But I don't call it a grift. I call it a dumbass ideology that I would be willing to debate and show you that it's dumb. This brother ain't like that. He sits on his channel in isolation by himself, calling everybody grifters and scammers, and I don't think that's very manly.
Shit.
Especially dead elders. Like, he's so tough because he's about to go in on a dead herbalist. Like, how do we allow this, folks? How do we allow it?
I'm not overstating it when I say he was kind of a big deal. Bowman gained worldwide fame for a few reasons. He made bold claims about his ability to cure advanced diseases like AIDS, sickle cell anemia, cancers, lupus, diabetes.
I can show you people on Facebook now making those claims. I can show you people right now that's selling products. Matter of fact, let me pull them up. I don't want to just talk about it. I want to pull these people up. And I don't have a problem with what they're saying. If a person buy their product and say this stuff didn't cure me, then we need to talk. If you never bought their product to test it, I don't think you really have grounds to talk. This one dude claimed to be able to cure everything right here. Look. Now, I don't know how to pronounce this brother's name. I hope Cam James watching, because I'm giving you some more people to make videos about. Look, this dude got 500,000 followers. He sell products all the time. Look what he tell you. Right, look at his channel. He'll tell you right now, he healed AIDS, diabetes. Look. Purchase ebooks to get rid of herpes, STDs, diabetes, and more. This brother says he can heal any disease you got. Yeah. This brother, I'm helping you out, Cam James. His name Haya Mitwal. He will tell you, right? I'm so tired of people talking about young Pharaoh and the way he acting. Ignore that man and let him be. But check this out, right? Don't y'all got a life? But check this out, right? Yeah, man, leave that man alone. Let him live, man. And let him live. But yeah, I just want to show y'all this. I want to show y'all this. I want to show y'all this. This brother right here says that he heals everything. There's no disease he can't heal. And my thing be this. Would I make a video saying they're a grifter? Nope, but Cam will. Guess what you need to do? Talk to the people who had diseases and bought their products and see that they go back to the doctor and get rid of their stuff. You know why you're not gonna have a lot of people come out? Because don't nobody want to let you know that they had AIDS, even if they got cured by it. I'm just keeping it real. If a person got HIV, herpes, all of this stuff right here, they not finna disclose and break the HIPAA law to tell you, yeah, I had it and he healed me. People gonna take that to the grave, even if they get healed. They not, cause ain't nobody gonna believe it. If a person go back to the doctor and the doctor say you tested negative after you tested positive, they gotta go online and share that. And guess what people gonna say? Man, you may be still positive. I think the second doctor may be wrong because they miss it sometime. Because we've been taught you can't cure this stuff. So anybody that get cured know that ain't nobody gonna believe it anyway. If you know that the doctor just told you you're negative, but everybody gonna think, man, you got the AIDS. You gonna come, think about this, right? People been keeping this shit secret. If they got HIV, they ain't told nobody, and they still ain't gonna tell them if they get cured. If they get cured, they not gonna come out and be like, hey everybody, I had HIV. No, they just gonna take their cured ass and live out their life happy. And they gonna continue and they gonna be more safe this time, hopefully. I'm giving you my theory because ain't nobody coming out saying I bought the product and it didn't work. But you would have a bunch of people doing that because this brother sell a lot of product. Why? How do I know that? Because look at his following, dude. I follow the dude because he constantly putting out videos and they go viral. And if you're on Facebook and you in the conscious community, you know who this is. This dude's a big deal. He like the new Sebi. But this kind of content ain't gonna get the kind of popularity that Sebi got because it was a little wave going on with Sebi that ain't no other herbalist gonna get because how they crucified Sebi. Ain't nobody gonna take no more herbalists in our community serious, and that's crazy because them our healers. And you know what's crazy, y'all? I'm gonna tell you some crazy stuff. Black people will sit back and they will see our people giving the Bible and the white man religion and the God that's telling them will heal you. People go to church, they don't leave out healed. They lie to themselves. You know you ain't healed. Don't nobody care. They keep letting the pastor saying that Jesus healed. Come up here, let me lay hands on you and get rid of your disease. Don't nobody say you grifting, pastor. That ain't healing them folks for real. Sebi told folks to eat herbs and it made them better and he grifting. He's really a healer. It's a difference between healing somebody and curing somebody. Legally, you can't say you cured something because you can go to jail for that. But guess what? You can say you healed it. Because curing and healing ain't the same thing. When they say we can't find a cure, it's because they're right. It ain't no cure for none of these diseases, but it's a way you can be healed from them. That part, healing and curing ain't the same. Curing is them literally manipulating your biology and tricking your body like you got rid of something when the thing is just suppressed and dormant within you. Healing is literally your body going within and beating that thing up, waging war with it from the inside out, even if you gotta starve yourself and fast to get this thing up out of you. It's a war in your body between your normal cells and that thing. And healing is about starting on a spiritual level, acknowledging that part. Curing is about saying, how can I monetize this without, how can I, it's a monetary side of it in the medical mafia thing. It's legalese in politics. But if I take you to a shaman out there in the Amazon and they cure your herpes, you think that when you get back to America, they ain't gonna talk bad about that shaman? They gonna call him all kind of grifters and deceivers. Why? Because the Western world said it ain't no cure just because we haven't found one. That means no one else can say they found it till we say it's a cure. What? If you come up with a cure for something in your own house, you're a grifter. Even if it literally cures something. You know why? Science said it ain't no cure. It is so many cures for these diseases we got, but they can't legally call it a cure. But they can say, we can heal you from it. This dude right here on Facebook, he's claiming to be healing thousands of people. And he's bold with it. He tell you, I can heal whatever you got. Okay? He says he can look, how to heal. Not how to cure, how to heal. Heal. The Western world don't teach y'all the science of healing the body. They teach you to rely on white men for cures and vaccines. And people like Cam James are dangerous. Because the herbalists are our real healers who are literally battling the medical mafia and the false healers. This is crazy. And the fact that Dr. Sebi is from Honduras and you're born in Honduras and you don't got no love for FBA or your own homeland of Honduras, brother, you done fully sold out to this establishment and you believe in it too much. And I'm being respectful. I'm not calling no names or cursing or none of that.
Arthritis, leukemia, herpes, epilepsy, and fibroid tumors via diet and supplements alone. As I mentioned before, he consulted celebrities, including but not limited to Left Eye, Eddie Murphy.
Not only did Magic Johnson and Dr. Sebi figure out how to cure AIDS, but we also have delicious patties and smoothies.
Steven Seagal, Erykah Badu, John Travolta, the aforementioned Nipsey, and most famously, the King of Pop. America's healthcare system is exploitative to the point of being barbaric, and hospitalization and/or testing for the diseases I listed above would run you tens of thousands of dollars in some cases. Sometimes more. Bowman said he learned about herbal healing and traditional practices from his grandma, but that's not how he got started. He said he visited a Mexican healer named Alfredo Cortez after being frustrated by Western medicine. And here's the thing a lot of people might not know about him. He suffered from several of the health problems he claimed to cure.
Hippocrates established the principle of medical science by using herbs to cure diseases.
Yep, let thy food be thy medicine. And even in the Bible, it promotes the usage of herbs for healing. So how are we going against Dr. Sebi? I'm still looking. Let's listen.
Then why the physician using the chemicals?
40 years ago, a doctor in Mexico cured Sebi of diabetes, asthma, and obesity with the very same herbs and diet he dispenses to all of his patients, whether they're suffering from lack of energy or full-blown AIDS.
Asthma, diabetes, impotency, visual impairment. The man needed help, and he wasn't finding it.
But then I'm 30. I can't make love to a woman because my penis was getting hard. My diabetes is up to 300-400. I'm angry. So the Mexican is showing
People, it's free to like the video. Hitting that like button ain't gonna cost you nothing.
me that healing is possible. And boy, I started getting these herbs, reading about them, and I would go to work. I live in Compton. I created a house in 143rd Street. And I met many people like to go by this garden.
I just want to say something real quick, man. Do y'all know how many veterans are treating PTSD with herbs? The same herbs that I'm treating mine with right now? Shit, I'm just saying. I can prove to you that it works. That's all I'm saying. A person will tell you, but Sanchez, you're on drugs. Why don't you go to the white man and let him give you a pill? Now let that sink in. I'm using a herb to treat PTSD. I'm a veteran, and the herb worked, but they don't want me to use the herb because they call it a drug. And they want me to go literally get the drug, a pill, a laboratory experiment with side effects. And don't use the herb. You see, these people are backwards, man. They're backwards, bro. They're backwards. But I'm serious, like, you know how many older folks be up in a dispensary getting their gummies, getting their flour, getting their butters? And they tell you it's cheaper than the prescription that they was prescribed, and it got less side effects. If you got older people in your family, and you're in the chat room right now, and you got elderly people that use cannabis oils, THC, or they smoke for whatever their illnesses is, drop a 1. Let me give a shout out to Adam H for coming through with that dub spot. We appreciate the love, my brother. I'm just saying, like, people like Cam James are so westernized, and brother, your skin darker than mine. You from Honduras. It's such a shame.
Store, you know, in Santa Barbara. It was then Santa Barbara and Butler. I used to hobnob with Ron Karinga. I hobnob with Stokely Carmichael. I hobnob with a whole bunch of folks. But I was not interested in revolution. I wasn't interested in politics. And I wasn't interested in spirituality.
Shortly after getting the news that he was dying from Cortez, he launched his own healing practice and company called African Bioelectric Cell Food Therapy, which would later become this building right here, Dr. Sebi Cell Food. Jumping straight to his business would be selling his story short, though. So right here is where we got to let him take it away.
I'm the boy that didn't go to school, see? And when you are an individual that didn't go to school, you don't like to listen to too much of anything if it doesn't make sense. But when I came to America, you made me. You made me. I came to New Orleans, we're going to fast forward it, in 1954. I'm a merchant seaman. I love New Orleans. I love Louisiana. I love the people. I couldn't speak English quite well, but that was okay. You all teach me. The boy didn't go to school. And it is said that you need to go to school to be able to participate on the level that would complement people on any subject.
Mind you now, the reason that the brother playing this clip, because this supposed to be a gotcha moment, because Sebi didn't go to the white man's school, so how he gonna teach you something about your body, right? I'm gonna play the video.
You need to go to school. But I didn't. And I didn't because my grandfather did that. My grandfather told my grandmother, don't send him to school. And I was the happiest boy in town. I was always by the river. I like to play then, I like to play now.
Let's go ahead and address the first of several elephants in this room. Alfredo Bowman was not a doctor.
You know what's so crazy? That's funny. Was that supposed to be a bomb? Yo. You know what's crazy? My dentist, one of my past dentists that I used to go to, he wasn't a dentist. You got to put the quotation marks because he was a natural healer. If you go in my old dentist's office, his certifications aren't from like universities giving him credentials for learning dentistry. He learned an alternative way of doing dentistry that's natural, and it don't use mercury and all of the stuff they use in the regular dentistry. But he can't be technically qualified a doctor because of that. So what these people are called are natural healers. If you're a dentist, if you heal the body, you're just a natural healer. It ain't like he's a natural healing dentist, he's a natural healing spinal cord doctor, you just a natural healer. So a lot of folks who don't know, there are practices out there that are legal. You can go to these people and you can have things cured and all that, but they are basically, it's almost on some eat at your own risk type stuff. And that's the government way of saying, we ain't approving what they doing, but we ain't gonna stop them from doing it. And they have the credentials of different forms of healing. Some of you may have these in your community. I'm from Bama, we had them there, and I went to a white guy here who was a natural healer. But a lot of our people aren't aware that there are alternatives outside of the mainstream and medical mafia. It is. It's alternatives. What a lot of our people don't know is a lot of rich people don't go to mainstream medical practices. They go to very private, natural, non-invasive practices that basically charging them an arm and a leg to do some shit we was doing in the jungle. Now you gotta ask yourself a question. Why the hell is all of the celebrities fascinated with Dr. Sebi, but they trying to convince the regular people not to be? We know celebrities love to stay young. They'll do whatever to look young, be healthy, live forever. And shit, I'll tell you right now, when Dr. Sebi was doing his thing, the celebrities was like, they wanted something from him. They was getting, let me tell you something, man. If I'm a celebrity and I'm giving you all this money and it ain't really working, number one, I'm gonna expose you. Number two, I'm a celebrity. I'm going to really show folks how big of a fraud you is with my popularity. But every celebrity got nothing but good stuff to say. That's one thing, because it ain't just celebrities, it's regular people. Because then you can say, well, paid endorsements. Well, what about the regular people? And the man ain't really selling a product as much as he is a lifestyle, because Sebi would tell you, you don't even need my products if you go on my diet. Tell me I'm lying. What grifter does that? Let me give a shout out to Citizen Man. Citizen Man sent in a super chat. He said, if Dr. Sebi was a fraud, he would have been promoted, not silenced.
That's right.
Oh yeah. If Dr. Sebi was a fraud, oh man, yes, that's just so true. It wouldn't be these smear campaigns on his legacy for sure. Make sure we like and share the video, guys. I'm going to start a donation goal here in a minute if you want to support the show. We appreciate you guys.
I'm Casey Flowers. I'm a registered dietitian and certified diabetes care and education specialist. I also have to brag, last year I officially became a 2-time award-winning dietitian, national award-winning dietitian, so I'm really proud of that.
And let me show you what's going on here. This is when you get the educated, credentialed doctor who the white man approved to go against the one who the white man didn't approve. Haven't we saw this before? Haven't we seen this before? See, people don't realize you're not a grifter for challenging the status quo and the norm. And that's all Sebi did. He said, look, it's more than one way to skin a cat. They're skinning their cat that way. I can get you the same results this way. And if the people followed him and got those results, it's like this, right? I don't believe in Jesus Christ. I just don't. I don't think no spirit is happening in anyone. But people go to church and they change their lives. Murderers stop murdering because of Jesus Christ. Now, do I say that the pastor is grifting? No, you know why? The pastor really believes in Jesus Christ too. But the thing is, beliefs don't heal us, but they're allowed, and a person can spew their beliefs legally, and people can buy into it, whether that belief harm you or help you. And by the Constitution, you ain't done nothing wrong. That's not a crime. Now watch this. We got to ask ourselves, is Dr. Sebi's message worse than the pastor's? Because this brother haven't called out one pastor on his channel. Everybody's spewing their beliefs. You may not agree with them. I don't agree with Jesus Christ in a literal term, literal beliefs. But if a person bettered their life from it, I'm not going to argue that part. I'm just going to argue if Jesus is literal or not. I don't got to bash them or tell them, hey, man, congratulations. You stopped, selling drugs or whatever. Salutes. And they say, well, I owe that to Jesus Christ. I can kindly say, brother, I think you owe that to yourself. But my whole thing be, when you say that this man is a grifter, who did he take advantage of? Because here's what a grift is. A grift is, I give you a snake oil message that don't really help you. You buy into it. I get my money, but you got nothing. The product was worthless. Only thing that was worth some was my sales pitch. That's a grift. Now, is promoting a herb-based lifestyle a grift? You got to ask yourself that. You got to literally sit back and ask, what are we doing, man? Is telling people don't eat red meat and starch a grift? He still haven't got to the part where Dr. Sebi grifting yet, y'all. That's what I'm waiting on. And we're 5-10 minutes into the video.
That one. I practice in a clinic outpatient setting, but I also have my own business called Eating with Flowers, because, you know, Casey Flowers, you gotta go with it.
You gotta. It's amazing built-in branding. I love it.
Right. So a registered dietitian,
And I just think it's unfortunate because what we got going on here is she got a white coat on. She's showing you, okay, the bike man approved me, right? I have my credentials. But if some dude with a bone in his nose from the Dogon tribe comes up there and say, here, man, drink this. It'll heal your cancer. We've been drinking this in my tribe for years. You'll look at that stupid and put somebody on some medicine with 100 side effects thinking you smart. This is dangerous, man, because what happens is it don't allow us to challenge the medical mafia. It don't allow us to for example, if science make a claim, we can't say, I don't agree with that, because a brother like this will come get a brother in a coat who's a biologist and say, yeah, we evolved from monkeys and you're wrong because you don't have the white man credentials. And I'm right because look at my lab coat, nigga. Don't you see me in my white lab coat with my symbols and signs on it? The white man stamped me and approved my words, but not yours. That's where we at with it. That's what we at with it, man. I think it's so dangerous. It's the opposite of intelligence. It's dangerous because these people think they're the smart ones and they've just bought into authority. Let me tell you something. It's the smart ones that challenge what they're being told. It's the dumb ones that perpetuate and regurgitate it. Because if everything we doing in our society is getting us the results we getting, which we know ain't good, and we've been doing it the past 100 years, we know what that the definition of a fool is a person that keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. But soon as a young bright mind pushes against the status quo and what we've been told, it ain't even the white man that put him back in check. It's some educated, degreed up nigga that gotta come repeat to him what he already know. Because if you're gonna challenge science, you got to know what science talking about. And I'm just showing y'all the fact that some of us are so smart, not only do we know what the white man is saying, we don't agree with it because we can think for ourselves, and we're so smart we will challenge him on it with all his credentials. They think they're smarter than us by receiving their credentials from this man, never challenging or questioning it, but just repeating to us what's said. If all of us go to a math class and we all make an A, and I decide to debate the teacher, do that make you smarter than me because I want to challenge the teacher? No, it make me smarter than every student in the class that I think I'm so damn that I'm good that I can challenge the teacher. If a student stand up and repeats what the teacher say, it ain't gonna stop my challenge. And that's what's going on with videos like this. When we say, you know what, I hear what you saying, scientist, I hear what you saying, doctor, but I want to challenge that. A black person come up to you and repeat what the white man said in response to your challenge. And I'm like, will you get back and let me challenge these people? This is a fair debate. I know what they teaching. I passed the class. I made an A2. Like, Dr. Sebi can articulate everything that the white man in the Western world teach about the body and biology. He's not a fool. And the way y'all do this is so disrespectful to act like, well, Dr. Sebi is stupid. He didn't have his degrees. He don't know nothing about the body. He wasn't a doctor. And the title of doctor is a title that only the establishment can give you. But there are people out here that are healing people, And they do have cures for a lot of stuff we've been told can't be cured. But because they don't have the credentials, no one will never trust it. In other words, a cure can come out for cancer tomorrow. And the people here can say, don't trust it. The FDA didn't approve it. And y'all will just die with cancer and keep going and get the treatment from them, which with all 100 side effects and stuff. There are alternative ways. If you think there's only one way to do something wrong with you and your ego, man. But that's what we got going on here. If it ain't the white man way, it ain't right. If it ain't white, it ain't right. And I don't want to colorize this, but that's what's going on here, people.
We have to, of course, like do 4 years of undergrad for a program that is like verified by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics in the Commission of Dietetic Registration. So you couldn't just go to like any program that says nutrition as the major and qualify to be a dietitian. So you do your 4 years and then you have to.
And this is pointless because guess what? Everyone know what you got to do to qualify technically to be, you know, a doctor or dietitian. But for example, I went to a dentist that was able to solve my problem, but he wasn't a dentist legally. By the term, he didn't have that title legally. He was a healer. There are people going to herbalists. They're being healed. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all some crazy stuff. There are mental health is a problem in America. Mental health, it is a big problem right now. And they got people on pills to treat their mental health. And the pills got symptoms that'll make me even more mad if I was bipolar. Let that sink in. The symptoms of the mental health medicine is gonna provoke my mental health again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got people feeling drowsy and just, you know. But the thing is this right here. If a person eat an edible or they smoke a blunt and they say, you know what? The blunt made me feel better than this depression pill my doctor put me on. Guess what they will be told? That they're getting addicted to drugs. You need to listen to your doctor and all that. When he's giving them the drug, he's the drug dealer. That's a herb. There wasn't always medicine and drugs coming from certified doctors, people. These institutions didn't always exist. We had healers first. The doctor came second with treatment. Doctors treat you. Healers heal you. One of them get rid of the problem. One of them suppress it for a while, and then you got to treat it again. And then when the symptoms come back, you treat it again. Why? Because they got to constantly sell you something. That's how a drug dealer think. A healer ain't trying to make you an addict. Because if a healer trying to make you an addict, what is Sebi trying to get you addicted to? Plants and herbs? You need to be an addict to plants and herbs. So y'all would bash the healers. Y'all would go out to the people that's pushing the plants, and that's what the Bible say. It don't say go to the doctor and let him stick a needle in you and cut inside your damn stomach and all that. It don't say that. That's technology and science, and we didn't always have that, but we had herbs and plants. And our people weren't suffering. They was healing themselves. You got people in the tribes right now, the Dogon tribe, the Bushman tribe. They don't got hospitals or doctors. They got healers with herbs, and they're fine. Now, you may say, we could go over there and make life better for them. We can go over there and put them on medicines and treatment for life and let them sign up to our program in Medical Mafia. It's a drug addict program. You know how many people that get addicted to pills and Oxycontin because they was taking pain pills? and they got addicted to the pills, and it's by design. People, it's crazy, man, and it's these wannabe smart guys. The educated Negro is the biggest threat to black people. He's gonna go out there and maintain the status quo, right? He's gonna go out there and defend this system and make sure no one challenges it. You know, it's just a tragedy.
To apply to a dietetic internship.
But
there is a
so far, I'm still looking for any proof of a grift or scam, and I haven't got any of that proof. They're accusing the man of being deceptive. They're accusing him of being a scammer and a grifter. It requires evidence when you say that. It requires evidence, man, that he deceived people for money. And I'm saying you can't deceive people by telling them to eat a herb-based lifestyle and to get off red meat and starch. How that's deception? To me, that's good knowledge that can help you.
Master's of Science requirement now. So you try to get a dietetic internship that has that master's combined. So my master's is in clinical nutrition. During your dietetic internship, you do 1,200 hours of supervised practice, anywhere from...
Now, I don't know what any of this supposed to mean, guys. I don't know what any of this supposed to mean, right? I don't even know the point of her being there. It's, you know what the point is? To prove Dr. Sebi ain't a real doctor. And of course he went to Dr. Dre, you a fake doctor. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Really? 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 Don't you know how common it is for healers to adopt the title of doctor? That's common for healers to do that. People who push herbs know that their title of doctor don't come from the authorities. That's like me calling myself a minister right now. Technically, I can call myself a minister. I will be self-ordained. But guess what? Technically, I do have a ministry. Now, just because the Catholic Church and the theological authorities don't accept my message as a qualified ministry under theology, don't mean I can't call myself a minister. In other words, I don't gotta wait for my oppressor to call me great before I call me great. If I go to the library every day and I learn electricity, but I didn't go to college, but everything about electricity, I know it. Like my great-great-grandfather never went to school, but he was an engineer. He built several houses and all that. He taught himself. Stuff my great-grandfather built still standing, and he didn't even have a high school degree. Had a full-fledged company, properties all over Alabama. You know how many geniuses and inventors that didn't even graduate high school? Quit putting the white man's credentials. It's okay if you got a degree, but to make this shit into a cult and a religion is crazy. To say anybody that didn't go to school and get certified by the white man don't know what they talking about. That's stupid. That's crazy. That's crazy. And that's so egotistical and just, wow, giving these people too much credit, man. And that's what's going on. Like, if the white man didn't say you was a doctor, you ain't a doctor. That's what's going on here. Someone can call themselves a hero right now. They're just titles, right? And to a lot of people, they may be a hero. But to the people in power, they may be a villain. There's several of them. There's several people we villainize. We give them the title of villain, but someone else give them the title of hero. One person's killer can be another person's healer. Why am I saying that? No one has an authority over titles. Who gave them that power? Well, Sanchez, when people go to school, technically they know what they talking about. Guess what? They know one way of solving an issue, and the way they know ain't doing that but creating a reliance industry. It's the foundation of the medical mafia. The question is there a better way to do things than the way we've been doing it in the Western world? I'm gonna say hell yeah. And they know that. They know it's a better way, and they know it's all kind of cures and stuff. But it goes against their plan and their control methods of population control and all of that. And if you got that much trust in them that you don't think they think like that, that's dangerous. Y'all supposed to be the educated ones. But see, when you go to college, you literally join a cult of indoctrination. That's why I say our biggest enemy is the educated Negro, because he feels that because he got a degree, you can't challenge the establishment because my title come from the establishment. If a brother come out and say Operation Warp Speed was dangerous, I don't like the way we rolled out the jab. I don't like the way the COVID beer stuff was handled. Then the people with the degrees will come and sanction it. And everybody talking about degrees. There were a few people who had medical degrees during COVID, and they were still silenced with degrees because they didn't say what the mainstream narrative was. You had politicians that was given a voice to give medical advice over degreed medical officials. Drop a one if you remember that during the pandemic. Why am I saying that? Because your degrees ain't nothing but toilet paper. The minute you smart niggas go against the establishment, they gonna silence your ass. Shout out to Sally McDermott. She said, much love, bro. Good topic. Appreciate you, Sally. These same people with degrees that'll come out like they know everything and to try to shut you up, the same people that gave them their degree will shut them up to a person that don't even got a degree in that field. That happened during the pandemic under Trump. You had people that went to school to get their medical degree, went to school for decades, medical practitioners for years, and somebody who never practiced medicine, they just a politician, silenced them folks and told them to stand down. That show you how much your degree worth. Your degree is only good as you saying what we'll allow you to say, but you can't challenge us. That's what a cult is. When your leadership is beyond question, while admitting they don't got all the answers, that's dangerous. When they tell you, we don't have a cure for this, we don't have a cure for that, but anyone that don't have a degree from us can't tell us nothing. So there can be tribes out there saying, hey, you can heal cancer with this plant. Where's your degree at, Mr. Dogon, man? So these people will tell you, well, until we find a cure, it ain't one. And that can be thousands of cures. It's so many people dying for stuff that could have been cured, but they telling y'all we can't cure it in this country. And you don't even look into it. You just say, I don't believe that. That's pseudoscience. And the pseudoscience is anything outside of what the white man said. Because there's only one way to skin a cat, and that's the way that the white man say to skin that cat. If you ain't skinning that cat the way that the white man told you to skin that cat, you can't have the title of cat skinner. If the white man didn't say you a cat skinner, you ain't no cat skinner. But I skinned the cat my way. It worked. Better than the white man way. You still ain't technically a cat skinner, Sanchez, because you didn't go to the white man school of cat skinning. But man, we've been skinning cats this way in my tradition for years, and it works just fine. Look at this cat. Isn't he skint well? Yep, everything is right, Sanchez, but you wrong. How am I right and wrong? Because you didn't do it the white man's way. How many of you smart people was in school and your teacher showed you how to solve a math problem, and you so damn intelligent, you found out another way to solve the problem, and you solved it, but you got the answer wrong? I've heard stories like that. I'm not making this up. Now, I didn't experience that, but I've heard plenty of stories like that. People said, Sanchez, I was so smart in school, I would figure out other ways to do it that the teacher didn't say. And the teacher will be hating on that shit. You niggas should have been geniuses. And they hated on that and they dimmed your light. The damn ego-filled teacher like there's only one way to skin a cat. You know how many students in math class, they got so many ways to divide that problem? They gonna keep teaching that one way forever. Even though your way worked. It's people now that'll tell you, Sanchez, when I was in school, I did figure out another way to do X, Y, Z. And even though it worked, they told me I was wrong. Come on now, bro. If you know that's true, I don't understand how we can even have videos like this, but let's play it. I'm talking too much. Let's go.
Rapping other people's lyrics badly and beating women, but it's slightly problematic when you're known for claiming you can cure AIDS. To address...
Okay, so let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you what's problematic. Claiming you can cure something and someone just automatically saying you wrong versus proving you wrong. If someone come out and say they can cure AIDS, guess what science ought to do? Get happy. Isn't that something to rejoice about? Whoever making that claim obviously gonna have a lot of knowledge behind that stuff that we need to bring to the table. Maybe they know something we don't know. If we're saying we don't know how to cure AIDS and someone else say they do, how is that egotistical? It's egotistical for someone to admit to not knowing how to do something and then shoot the person down that said they know how to do it. That'll make me ask them person, do you really want to cure AIDS, my nigga? That's right. Do you really want to cure AIDS? If I knew that AIDS was in my country and we don't got a cure, everybody and they mama that said they got a cure, I would hear them out. That's right. I wouldn't be shooting that shit down. Why? Because we don't know how to cure it. We don't know. These same people told you they was playing dumb about space. And they said, woo, thank God we got Elon and SpaceX because he solved problems with NASA couldn't do. You can bring a third party in that got all them government contracts and he can be a genius solving problems that the government said they couldn't solve. But a black man that say, hey, I can solve cancer for you. Grifter, scammer, get him out of here. Some shit they just don't want solved, y'all. Because if you want a problem solved, you don't shoot down the people that can claim to solve it. How are we gonna be able to get it solved? That's stupid. Like, to me, a person ain't wrong for saying, hey, America, I found the cure to cancer. America's wrong for not hearing them out while admitting we don't know how to cure the shit. That's right. If you don't know how to do it, listen to the man that said he do. What the fuck you got to lose from it? What do you got to lose from it? I would listen to every nutcase in they mama. What we got to lose from it? We got the time to do it. Let's hear him out. What's your cure, sir? Ah, that's bullshit. We'll check into it. And we would have debates on it. You say you got a cure for cancer? Let's hear it. Oh, we already thought about that, man. We thought about that. You know, boom. Why y'all acting like that? Don't you want the cure? Like, A person ain't wrong for saying they can cure cancer. A person is wrong for saying they can't cure it, and you supposed to be a doctor and an expert. The most devastational news that a person can hear is I got an illness and the professionals cannot help me. Anybody saying I can help you, you should hear them out if you want them people to get help, unless you the type of motherfucker that's saying, well, if I can't help you, I'd rather you die. There can be a tribe over there with a cure for cancer, but since they don't get the credit for finding it, they can't put their name on it and patent it and get rich off of it. You just die from cancer till we figure it out. And we buy into it and act like if they haven't figured it out, it can't be figured it out yet. And you calling other folks a cult. That's a cult mentality. I'm right, everybody else wrong. Only my leaders can give you credentials. You can only do it my way or the highway. That's what a cult is, man. I told you America is a cult.
The latter.
They don't allow for any alternatives other than what we're born into. Tell me that ain't a cult. When you're born into a cult, everything you taught from the moment you born, you're taught not to challenge it. Anybody that challenges anything that's the status quo in a cult, they get ridiculed by the cult, like Dr. Sebi. This man getting ridiculed for pushing plants and herbs just because the white man ain't pushing that. And you think he's a cult member. You the cult member, sir. You just can't see it because you're born into it. When you born into a cult, you think it's normal. But anybody think outside what the cult think like, they get called names: sinner, grifter, scammer, pseudoscientist, conspiracy theorists. Just because they don't do it our way. Even when our way don't even fucking work. That's right. Even when we don't even have a damn way to cure cancer. Well, Sebi didn't get the credentials from us to cure cancer. What good would that do? Because we got the credentials, but we don't got the cure, dummy. That show you how dumb they are. So a dude in the tribe will say, well, I can cure HIV. Where's your degree at? The people with the degrees ain't cured the shit.
I need to state an opinion that many might disagree with. I don't think honorary degrees should exist at all. I don't have any desire to be awarded an honorary doctorate in visual arts one day. The very valid critique.
Hey, shout out to Margaritaville for the gifts. I think Margaritaville sent in some gifts or some stars. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the love.
Of elitism and higher education aside, there are fields of study where the academic designation matters. It's a formal acknowledgement of discipline, rigor, standardized protocols, the scientific method, years of formal.
And only the white man can do all that. Now you hear what he's saying? But when they rolled out Operation Warp Speed, people was getting sick. The scientific method, years of testing, years of experience. Dude, don't you know it's over 100 chemicals that is banned in other countries that they allow over here? Don't you know in countries without our medical practices, they outliving us? We be talking like Americans live long. Dude, an American have a short life expectancy compared to a Japanese. But we're being taught that we're so much more damn advanced medically than them, though. These guys we have all the degrees and the credentials. And when you walk in our supermarkets, they got FDA approved on goddamn Fruit Loops and shit that we know ain't good for you, like Pop-Tarts and shit. FDA approved. And that shit causing cancer. It's crazy how, it's just crazy, bro. You act like you need the scientific method to tell a nigga to eat herbs. You're not smart. You're dumb at this point. Because if you needed, because all Dr. Sebi saying is don't eat red meat, don't eat starches, eat more herbs and plant-based food. No one need a degree to teach that. That's right. You got to go to Harvard. I got to do the scientific method to tell a nigga to put fruit in his body. It's people in the tribe in the jungle right now without hospitals. They outliving us. They don't got no degrees, but they know they need to eat more plants than other shit. They know it's common sense. The people with the degrees, they're promoting chemicals and dairy and all that over plants in this country. And the people with the degrees are giving you genetically modified plants that are FDA approved. These smart guys go to school and they become agents of the devil, y'all. They adopt the same mindset of the enemy and the colonizer, man. And what make it dangerous is they're really convinced they're on the side of righteousness and we're using the scientific method. Dude, they're using the capitalist method, nigga. They don't give a damn about science. They give us some about profits. Science is how much of science can we break? In other words, how much poisons we can sell y'all legally. That's what the FDA is. The Food and Drug Administration is in the same building. You don't think that's a conflict of interest? If your food should be your drug, and they separated the two, and they said, get your food there, get your drugs there, because they know in the ancient world, they didn't have a Food and Drug Administration. They just had a food administration, and their food was their medicine. They ate in a way that was their medicine. So you didn't need an administration over my food and administration over my drugs. You know why you got that today? Because your food administration is killing you on purpose, and they know later the kind of foods we giving you is gonna be the reason you are now on these drugs over here that we can sell you. If they was giving you the proper foods, that'll crash the drug administration. And they can't have that. So the Food and Drug Administration is the same entity. And you don't think that's a conflict of interest? Because if the Food Administration was doing their job right, there would be no drug administration. Think about what I'm saying. Let thy food be thy medicine. Dr. Sebi promoting herbs and a proper diet for medicine, and he's promoting a drug administration and the status quo authority. And this brother think he's doing good. And the algorithm will promote these people. Give them, look at the numbers. All the conservatives, and these are agents, man, and they don't, some of them know it, some of them don't.
Experience, restraint, bedside manner, and literally hundreds of little things I've never learned either, because I also never went to medical school or completed a residency. There's a whole section coming up.
So everybody in the world got to come to Western medical school for them to learn how to heal. And when you realize that there are people who are in third world countries with higher life expectancies than us, you see we're being duped. The point of health is to live long. If we got one of the shortest life expectancy rates, but our medical industry is one of the most lucrative, that ought to be a red flag right there. Let that sink in. People who don't even have a medical industry, they gotta rely on plants and herbs. They can't afford to get sick. We over here, we work every day as slaves, and we end up paying all that money to medicines, prescriptions, and different things that they've seeded in our life on other levels we can't see. And it's like a drug dealer. He want you to be addicted to what he's selling. So the Food Administration job is to see the illnesses out there through the diet that will drive the Drug Administration. And basically the Food Administration is giving you food that's really a drug and addictive and full of sugars and chemicals. It really should just be the Drug Administration, because most of the foods in our grocery stores they really science projects. You know what's crazy is that anybody that talk like what I'm talking now gonna be targeted, bro. You targeting a whole lucrative industry, the medical mafia, the supermarkets, Walmart. Why you think the government took over all the farms and waged the war on the private farmers, man? Because they trying to manipulate the food, bro. And if you think what I'm saying is a conspiracy theory, why is America, think about this, right? Everybody needs to just think about what I'm about to say. Most of you go outside, guess what you pass by? Whole Foods, fitness gyms, supermarkets, the average American city. We got hella gyms, man. Think about what I'm telling you now. America work out more than a lot of other countries. I can't say that, but what I can say, we got more fitness gyms than a lot of these countries because they poor. When you come to America, we got a fitness gym on every country, on every block. And some of these fitness gyms got exquisite memberships, they fancy. Like, fitness is our thing in America. But think about this. Why is our life expectancy still short and we work out and we got the best looking bodies, we got muscles? That's just like, I grew up watching wrestling. I used to think that these wrestlers were so healthy because look at their bodies, look how strong they are. Them niggas having heart attacks at 50. Wrestlers just dying in they sleep and shit at 60. We look like we're good in America. We got a lot of muscles, but see, this what they don't tell y'all. Being fit and being healthy is two different things. Fitness don't equate to health. And I know that sounds crazy. To be physically fit comes from the term survival of the fittest. That term concept come from the alpha male. Who's fit to rule and lead. They're thinking from a conquest mindset. It ain't about living long. It's about who's the strongest man in the room with them. That's what fit means, to be fit. The word fit is based upon the concept of survival of the fittest. It's a Hunger Games, like if you put 10 dudes in a room, who's gonna win? He's the most fit. That don't mean he the most healthy. The little bitty nerd can eat plants every day. He may be more healthy than the big bully. He may live to be 100. The bully may die at 40. But in this country, they equate health to fitness or the physical brute strength, basically. But see, in their mind, the strongest man is the most healthiest. Because they're thinking from the concept of brute strength and war and conquest. Not from the conquest if I'm not even at war, I'm just minding my business, how long can I live? How can I maximize my years? See, it's two different things going on here. One of them is health, one of them is fitness. And what they pushing is fitness. They want you alive long enough to haul bricks and use your brute strength as a slave from them. Then after that, you just die. That's how they did with the gladiators too. The gladiators in Rome, they were strong as hell, but they didn't live long. You know why? They smoked hella tobacco. They was given the best booze and women and drugs. Sound familiar, right? Because like I said, I used to think that these wrestlers and athletes was healthy. No, they were fit. Healthy comes from you eat a lot of plants and herbs. Not just because you got a lot of muscles and you can run fast or you got athleticism. You can be athletic and not be healthy. Did you know that? It's motherfuckers out there, man, that can run faster than you, lift more than you, and they fucking smoke liquor all the time. The inside of their organs and shit gonna be gone in a few years. But as for now, they'll beat you up. You see what I'm saying? See, health is wealth. I'm gonna still be living when I'm 100 years old. You got a lot of people that's muscle builders, they get heart attacks when they 50, 60 with all of that strain on the body. I'm trying to show y'all something so you can see, like, it's two different lanes here, and the mainstream lane doesn't like healing, natural healing, and the health route. They take you to fitness and treatment route.
Up with rigorous scientific.
One important thing before we move on. The brothers still have not shown us how Dr. Sebi is a grifter or scammer. If someone would like to call in and help him out, I think he can use it. Now, I know this video got a lot of likes, but I'm not going to be dishonest. I haven't saw nothing yet that proves Dr. Sebi is a grifter or a scammer. And I'm waiting for it. I'll hit play.
Detail. But until then, those are my reasons why we cannot allow medical wellness practitioners like Bowman, Cheyenne Bryant, or anybody else to wrap their crowdsourced approach to medicine in institutional legitimacy. These are
and basically what we people are doing, they're challenging mainstream Western medicine, and they're challenging it with herb-based alternatives. And I think that any institution that ain't perfect should allow itself to be challenged. Otherwise, you're exercising the epitome of ego. That's like a football coach, his team losing. He admitted he don't know how to make them win. We can't find a cure for cancer. We don't know how to heal AIDS. When you admit that, then you shooting down all alternatives shows that you don't want to find it. And you will use people like this to make it like anyone that comes up and say, hey, I found the cure. They're wrong. No, you're wrong for not having a cure for our people, man. Facts. I want y'all to think about that for a minute. Who's wrong? The people who look you in the face and say, yep, we the experts, we supposed to know everything, but we can't cure X, Y, and Z. You're wrong. Now watch this. If a person say, hey, I have an alternative, an idea that may help or can cure it, how are they wrong? You say you don't know how to do something, but I'm showing y'all they don't want to know how. They know that Dr. Sebi can cure it. They know that there's a way to cure a lot of this stuff, and they just don't want the knowledge out there, because once you admit that you don't know how to cure it, if you really want the answer, you would hear everybody else out with their alternatives. Now, we know they don't like alternative science, but once mainstream science admit that they don't know something, why can't you hear out some alternatives now? That's just ego, man. That is the epitome. It'll be different if they were saying, well, we have a cure for that. We just waiting to roll it out. We know what we doing, man. We got the cure for cancer. We know how to cure it. It's just taking us some time for the red tape or whatever legal way. That's different. At that point, you can say, well, we don't need to hear Dr. Sebi out with his cancer cure. We already got a cure. When somebody say, we don't have a cure, we don't know how to cure it. At that point, nigga, you got to hear everybody out who's saying they know they got an answer for, if you don't got the answer. Otherwise, you're full of ego and you letting people die who can potentially be healed. Maybe that's your plan. And that's evil as hell. What y'all think? Call in. I'm going to drop the link throughout the show while I review this. Let me drop the link. I think it's the plan to exterminate us, depopulate the earth. If you get rid of all these diseases, now we got a population boom. These people look at numbers. They look at how many people die from these diseases every year, and they say, you know what? That's helping us manage the population. If we get rid of this and that, it'll be too many people on earth. We need ways for them to die. Sanchez, you're a conspiracy theorist. It's power for people in power that already said what I'm saying out of their mouth. They don't even hide it. You got the world's most powerful people. They always talking about the depopulation agenda. They're open with it. So it ain't no conspiracy.
People's lives. And this shit is not a game. This is the same guy who doubted the efficacy of vaccines in 2010.
Now, everybody know we need to be questioning vaccines. If this brother think something is wrong with us questioning what's going in our kids' body, man, you know what? Let me just play the video. This is crazy, bro. We in trouble, man.
Explain how does this?
We got too much trust in these people in power and their credentials and their systems, man. We trust them too much.
H1N1 vaccine could assimilate. How could it assimilate to do the work that they claim it's supposed to be doing? When it is a chemical, it's a step down to say it is a dead version of the disease itself. If it's a dead version of the disease itself, then we want you to explain scientifically how does a dead version of the disease that I'm being protected from is going to help me. But we never question these things. We never question anything. It's just black people. We don't know what to ask.
Vaccines introduce a weakened or inert piece of the pathogen called an antigen. This allows the body's white blood cells to safely formulate a defense against it. Then memory cells retain the record of that antigen for future use. This is what happens when you don't go to school. I didn't even have to Google that. Nobody asked these questions because we've had the answer since before his.
Now here's the problem with Cam James. He think Dr. Sebi don't know this stuff. And again, these people are fake smart because he just told you all I did was Google this stuff. Bro, it ain't that people don't know the answers. They don't agree with the answers. People do that to me all the time. You don't agree with something an expert said, so you challenge it. And they say, bro, just look it up. You're wrong. This is right. And I'd be like, bro, I know what they said. I know they say it's right. I don't agree that it's right. I want to debate it. Bro, you're stupid. Go to school. Don't you know that in order for us to challenge the authority, it's gonna take people that go to school and see things that ain't right and challenge them, not just keep perpetuating the same problems that ain't getting us nowhere, because the definition of that is insane. You see what I'm saying, y'all? Americans' life expectancy is one of the lowest on the planet, and we still talk like we know everything. And we got this bougie, Grey Poupon ass attitude like what he got. I just Googled it. I mean, the answer is right there. If we had all the answers, why the fuck is there so much death in our society? People who we saying ain't got the credentials are outliving us. Tired of smart, dumb folks, man. For real, though, man. That's right. You so smart, you can only repeat what you're told. And you think I'm dumb because I can repeat it and challenge it. Let that sink in. You so smart because you can only repeat what you told. And Sebi's so dumb because not only can he repeat it, which means he know what they teach and what they saying, he know it enough to say I don't agree with it and I want to challenge it, teacher. Ooh. Who's the smart student? The one that want to debate the teacher or the one that just want to repeat the teacher?
great-grandparents were born. Where was I? Oh yeah, how he got famous. After announcing his homegrown therapies and supplements, he made waves claiming he could cure all these chronic diseases like AIDS, cancer, and more.
You know, I just could not believe.
A person ain't crazy for making claims. A person crazy for making claims and not proving them. Let me give a shout out to Now Here B. ADHD, bipolar, schizophrenia, etc. equals fake labels. That's right. Detoxing fruit, vegetables, and herbs heals all on point. It's sad to watch kids on all sorts of crap. Yeah, but see, it's sad to see people like Cam James and our educated kids go to college and perpetuate the medical mafia's sinister agenda. We think we sending our kids to school to get smart. We're sending them there to make them agents of indoctrination. Ain't nobody finna let you go into their schools to undermine their agenda in this country. What you're gonna leave their school with is a degree on how to perpetuate the agenda of the establishment and not challenge it. And guess who we need to challenge the establishment? Students, intelligent people. But these people so smart they can only repeat the shit like robots. Just repeat what they learned in school. Even if they don't agree with it. I've heard niggas with degrees say, I know it doesn't make any sense, but you know, this is what they teach. This is what the theory is. And you know, until you can prove it wrong, man, it's right. But guess what? The burden of proof ain't on me. If you make a claim, you gotta prove it. If Dr. Sebi said he cured AIDS and he said everybody I work with, I cured their illness, the only person can debunk Dr. Sebi is the people who bought his medicine and who took his diet plan and stuff. You can't debunk him if you didn't follow his methods. In other words, right this right here, right? If I go out there and tell 100 people with cancer, follow my diet plan for the next year and you will be healed, I'm not a grifter for making that claim. You are a grifter for not giving me an opportunity to prove my claim. You the agent. People can make claims, ain't nothing wrong with that. The problem with making a claim, you gotta prove it now. And y'all ain't allowing Dr. Sebi proof to speak. Because if I say I healed 100 people, if you don't get those people up on your show like you did with this other woman, you ain't really debunking me. It's a hit piece. It's tainting my legacy and you have no evidence to prove I'm scamming. Because I would be grifting if I tell 100 people, hey, you got cancer, eat these herbs, live this way for this long, and you won't see no symptoms no more, your cancer will be gone. If they follow my orders and they still have cancer, I'm a grifter. But this brother didn't prove that. Now, he would have been able to prove it had he went and got some people and said, hey, this person here, they purchased Dr. Sebi's medicine. It didn't heal them. They followed his treatment for a year. Here is proof that they did. They can show you receipts of all the herbs they was buying. Look at all these receipts. This is true, honest research that anybody would want if a claim was being made about them. Because if I say I healed 100 people and none of them 100 people come out and say I didn't, how you gonna say I didn't and you didn't even buy my product or follow my diet? That ain't good journalism. That's a smear campaign disguised as good journalism. That's the problem with this kind of content.
That there was not a cure for, I don't care what disease, especially AIDS. Could not believe it. And about a week later, I was in the studio talking to a producer friend of mine named Michael Anthony, and he just decided to tell me about a man that he knew who had the cure, and that man was Dr. Sebi.
She said, I'm going to make you famous. I said, how? Because I'm going to talk about you. Does everyone know you cure AIDS and cancer?
There's just a lot of people in the world who are suffering. They're sick. They're not happy. They're looking for answers. They don't know where to turn. Well,
and I agree with that. There are people out there with cancer, AIDS, herpes, different diseases, man. And they're finding out when a doctor tell you, you got something we can't cure. Them people are hopeless. How you gonna tell them people not to look for an alternative? That's fucked up. That is satanic, man. You just want them to stay hopeless. You know what it is? I'm trying to tell y'all something. If the doctor tell me I can't cure your cancer, but the doctor mad at me for going to seek to see if the man in the jungle can cure it. What if he can cure it? Why would the doctor hate on the alternative people who say they can cure it, unless he's trying to create a monopoly, even though he don't have a cure? Why? It's crazy because if you don't have a cure and a person make a claim that they do, you got to look at the patients now. You can't disprove me that I ain't got a cure because you don't got one. You don't know what a cure look like. You claim to play dumb like you can't find a cure. So how you gonna look at my thing and say, that ain't the cure, you're a pseudoscience? How you gonna tell me this ain't the cure what I'm holding when you don't know what the cure look like and you said you don't know how to make a cure? But if that man come up with a cure, he wrong. Y'all don't see what's going on? These people telling you, we rather you die with cancer and keep coming in paying for our treatment till you die. Free money, then you just die. That's how they want it, man. It's sad. They want you to get old, and when you can't work no more, they want you to sit around on medications till you die. Tell me I'm lying. These people are devils. They got a plan for everybody in this country. Work your ass off and have a fucked up diet they got you on. And then when it's time for you to retire, you spend all your retirement money on medications till basically it's time to die, then you spend money on that. You just a cash cow for them. And it's death they pushing. Anyone come and try to reverse this cycle of death property, they the enemy. Because you come along talking about herbs and plants, and these people pushing medicines and treatments that they can sell you till you die. It ain't gonna reverse your aging or cure you. It's just gonna keep you going to the doctor till you willow away and die. It's a sad story to watch these cancer patients. And they telling them we ain't got no cure. And these people don't never go seek no alternatives. I seen people who was diagnosed with cancer, they got channels on YouTube. And they showing you how they beating cancer with active lifestyles and herbs. You know they ain't gonna push them people. These people ought to be on Oprah Winfrey. They ought to be on Ellen DeGeneres. Because why would they push proper lifestyle to combat disease in this country? Because they making billions and trillions off treatment and medicines. And can't none of these treatments and medicines cure. Because the mentality of a drug dealer, I want you to keep coming back till you die. They treat you like a crackhead because a drug dealer just gonna keep selling that crackhead the drug and watch them wither away and die. It ain't helping them. It's just treating them for a minute, giving them a quick fix. Then you gotta come back for more when your symptoms kicking in. You're just an addict. Ain't no such thing as healing and cures. It's just treatment. They treating the mind, not the problem. They tricking the mind with the medicine that whatever you suffering from is gone. Then when the mind wake up from the spell, the symptoms come back. Then you got to treat the mind again. That's called treatment. That's treatment. That's a mental trick to create a slave and a drug addict. That is not healing or curing the body. Anybody come talking healing, you're dangerous to this medical mafia. And they're recruiting your kids in their institutions to spew their agenda and message and to combat the people who's pushing the plants of the field. They're going to combat the people out there that's telling you to eat healthy and get off the meat and the starches. How you going to go against a person teaching that? That's what they doing. You calling this man a scammer, a grifter, and you ain't proved none of that yet. I've been playing the video for about 10, 15 minutes.
I know a man who's been curing AIDS since 1987. This guy has taught me a lot, and I need to share my knowledge, with the world.
Let's be super clear about what diseases and conditions he claimed his herbal remedies and alkaline diet recommendations could cure. This letter Bowman wrote to Mr. Sebi Mubako of the Zimbabwean embassy in 2002, talking about his court victory in 1988, lists all of them. After some lies.
In 1988, when the Usher Research Institute won its case against the New York State Supreme Court, it was the first victory of its kind. That victory included the right to practice the healing traditions of our forefathers by using herbs and other natural nutritional substances.
Now, come on, he just debunked himself with this. So, this man went to court and they gave him the right to practice his traditional healing practice, which I told y'all earlier, there are natural healers who are given the right to do their practices. I told y'all that earlier. Some of y'all don't know about natural healers. They only teach you to go to the regular doctors and all that. Now, it says right here in this paper that he's been successful at curing diseases such as arthritis, herpes, leukemia, all that. In court, they could have put those claims on trial, but you know what? They didn't have the evidence to say he can cure them. Because what do you need? You need a person who got AIDS to say, listen, I followed his advice and it didn't cure me. In order for them to bring any kind of charges up on Sebi, his supporters got to start coming out, not his haters. You know that, right? That's right. Well, that's how healing work. That's how healing work. See, the thing about a healer, they're their own worst enemy. Because once you start telling people a bunch of bullshit, playing with these people's health, and it ain't healing them, oh, everybody and they mama gonna come out and let it be known, don't listen to that dude. He full of crap. You don't get the reputation Sebi got from not healing people. Because all the amount of people he claimed to have healed, nobody ever came out and said, it didn't work for me. You know how many people come out every day and they will tell you that traditional medicine don't work for them. In fact, it makes them feel worse with side effects, and y'all defending that. And you going after a man who said he healed people, and the people he healed didn't say he didn't. And the court can't bring no charges on him because of that. If people start coming out saying, hey man, listen, he tricked me, Your Honor. I bought products from Mr. Sebi and the products did nothing what he said they was gonna do. You don't see that. If they wanna listen, trust me, the medical mafia don't want no Dr. Sebi walking around. That's their enemy, that's their competition. So if they got a way to silence him and stop his practices, they gonna do it, but they didn't. So for you to still call him a scammer and a grifter is crazy when the people you trying to suck off said he ain't even one. They had to let him do his practice. Let that sink in, y'all. Sebi went before a court. You know that court got real doctors, real medical professionals now. They didn't find nothing about the man. They had to let him keep practicing. But y'all are smarter than the courts and the experts. I told you, it's the young black tethers that's out here to shit on the legacy of our people, man. Look at, you got these young Sebi old enough to be y'all grandfather. You go to college and get a degree and you think you know everything. That's dangerous, man. And they need to activate our children for their agenda. And that's what they're doing.
That are consistent with our genetic structure. Our premise and methodology was proven effective and true.
I am Dr. Sebi, founder of the Usher Research Institute. For over 28 years, the Institute has been successful in curing diseases deemed incurable by modern medicine. Through our methodology, AIDS, sickle cell anemia, cancers, lupus, diabetes, arthritis, leukemia, herpes, epilepsy, fibroid tumors, and a host of other diseases have been successfully reversed.
This is as good a place as any to talk about how he got the name Dr. Sebi. Like, where did that come from? May 28th, Los Angeles Sentinel published this article where Abdul Bowman, Alfredo's son, talks about the moment he got that name because he was there. It was right after he got acquitted in the New York State Supreme Court in '87.
Who gives a damn about a dude's name? Can you give us the evidence that he's a scammer and grifter? Because I need to give y'all a recap so far. And this, I don't normally do these kind of videos. I don't have a problem with the kind of content Cam James make. I just think it's not a good, consistent. If you're starting off on YouTube, I wouldn't recommend that lane. Because listen, there's just not a lot of scammers and grifters out there that's really big, like on a level of a Umar Johnson. He might be the only one. And for you to make a niche out of only finding scammers in the black community is to suggest that the black community is flooded with scammers. I don't think that. I don't think that. I see black people doing business all day and they ain't grifting and scamming each other. Maybe they overpricing now. You gonna get the black tats now. You know, my brother tats. But yeah, I wouldn't say, you know, niggas is doing everything everybody else doing. You know, Joe Rogan selling supplements that he said help men think better. They found out that is a placebo effect and that was a lie, but he can legally do that. No one made a video about Joe Rogan but me. You know, it's crazy. This man promote herbs, herb-based medicines, you know, and when you say he's a scammer or a grifter, you got to have evidence, and so far, we see none. So just a little recap here. His claim so far has been said he is a scammer and a grifter, which he haven't proved. His next claim was, well, Sebi ain't really a doctor. And that's really like you reaching for straws now because Dr. Dre ain't a doctor. And he actually brought that up on the video. Like, that's a dumb argument to make. That's to say, I can't call myself a rapper if I'm not signed with a record label. Like, I can still call myself a rapper, an underground rapper. And just because I may not sound mainstream, people will say, well, that's alternative rap. It's still rap. It's only alternative medicine that y'all hate because it goes against the medical mafia. Like, think about this. People can listen to alternative music and it still can get the job done. Give me something to ride out to and to turn up to. It don't gotta be mainstream. Likewise, people can seek alternative ways to heal their body. And it can work. It don't got to be but the popular shit. Okay? Stop being scared of the word alternative only in certain settings, like alternative medicine. Ooh. Okay. Alternative music. Alternative clothing. Alternative dress codes that may be outside of the social norm. Okay. Alternative forms of healing. Don't let them scare you just because it's outside of their colleges and institutions and he didn't get the title of doctor from us. You know, that's crazy. Man, we're so easily controlled. Let's give a big shout out to Sally McDermott. You are 1 of 10 in helping us reach our goal. We appreciate that, sister. We need 9 more people. We're going to do this goal. We're going to reach it. Appreciate y'all, Sally. I really appreciate you guys for that. Sally's 1 of 10. Who's going to be 2 of 10? Appreciate you.
7. A group of women came to his flat on Flatbush Avenue in New York. They said that what he just accomplished was monumental.
So yeah, that's what we got so far. We have no proof he's a scammer and a grifter. He got the title of doctor, but the white man didn't give it to him. And this next claim is, well, how he got the name Dr. Sebi, because his real name Alfredo Bowman, which who gives a crap, right? Like this here just petty, how he get his name that he want to practice under. Come on.
And that they were going to give him a new name. They went away, they came back, they sat him down in the middle of the floor, burned sage, and chanted around him. They decided that night that his name was Dr. Sebi. Abdul says,
so you mean to tell me that a person can't have a spiritual name bestowed upon them without you ridiculing it? I don't think nothing wrong with that at all. I think it's actually a beautiful tradition to bestow a spiritual name and to come from a heritage or a culture where they give each other spiritual names. Like, I'm jealous, nigga, where mine's at? Like, okay, brother, like anything outside of our normal and tradition is demonized. That's what I don't like about Westerners.
As from that point forward, Alfredo took it upon himself to own that mantle and become a traveling, speaking healer. That's where all these speeches you see in the later years of his life come from. Now we got to talk about that case. Besides the debunking of the supplements themselves, the entire argument of my video hinges on this point. If you look closely in the letter he wrote, he claimed that 77 patients appeared to testify after the court challenged their premise and methodology. The court challenged his right to practice without a license. That was the original point. They were not there to challenge whether his cures worked or not. That was never in question.
So why are you questioning it? And shouldn't that be in question? Because that's what you need to say he's a scammer or a grifter, right? That's right. That's what people buying. Where is the scam at? If I'm selling some as a cure and it ain't curing nobody, I'm a scammer. But if you gonna call me a scammer or a grifter and you're not questioning whether my products is actually doing what I said, you just slandering a nigga, hating right now. That's right. Cause that need to be your main concern instead of just throwing that off like that. What other grounds you got to call him a scammer or a grifter if it ain't his products? We listening. Shout out to Elijah Fraser for the love. And shout out to Jay Scaramella joining us. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you. And like, if you're not calling him a scammer or grifter because he's selling snake oil, which is literally what the medical mafia doing, who you defending, what are you calling it for? We listening.
New York Criminal Procedure Law 160.50, the transcript from his criminal trial cannot be released, so nobody knows for sure what happened in that trial. Based on what I'm about to show you from the rest of this letter written in 2002, so years after the verdict, Sebi took advantage of the fact that this trial verdict was sealed and that nobody could see it, and lied. He goes on to claim that on September 29th of 88, the Institute won the right to utilize any substance in their herbal compounds, regardless of approval from the FDA. This is a lie. He goes on to say that through this judicial process, the Supreme Court was made aware of the efficacy of the African biomineral balance, and that in effect, this landmark court ruling supports the right of the Black race to practice a system of nutrition that is consistent with our gene. Finally, he goes on to say the reason we make the distinction between the African genetical structure and others in the human species is because our research further reveals that the African gene resonates on a higher electrical vibration. This is pseudoscience. He went on to claim that germs, viruses, and bacteria are irrelevant, and that all disease was linked to compromised mucous membranes. As an example.
Now, guess what, right? There are a lot of cultures that don't have what we call germ theory, and they outliving us. That's what I'm saying. We love to say something is pseudoscience, right? Just because it's outside of our establishment, even though we don't have all the answers. Now, guess what? Our scientists are still debating the foundational cause of disease in human. In fact, they are saying that the number one thing is aging and death in general. They look at death like a disease, if y'all didn't know, that they gotta heal, which is what people gonna be living forever in the future as transhumans. But that's another topic. But anyway, the people in power, they've been trying to look for the root cause of disease, period, in the human genome throughout, like, studying the DNA. Because it's something you can, they believe, right, and I don't know the professional terms, that they can heal all diseases in the future by manipulating DNA. This the future of vaccinations. In the year 2100, something like that, the babies ain't gonna have a vaccine. They're just gonna get their DNA rewritten, and their new rewritten DNA won't be able to, you know, have like pneumonia, arthritis, stuff like that. They're basically genetically modifying a human, but this is the new medicine that they're gonna roll out. And that's why our scientists are telling you we can't find a cure for this, find a cure for that. And where are they going now with their research? Into gene editing solutions. All of the cures they looking for cancer and all these diseases right now are all predominantly being founded upon rewriting your DNA. Now, you let that sink in versus someone telling you to go on a herb-based diet. You just go home and sit with that a minute. You ain't gotta do nothing but just think about it. You will see what's going on here. Yet the way Sebi describes disease isn't traditional. And if you think you're gonna go talk to like a Dogon tribesman or someone in a tribe or something like that, and that they're gonna be talking about germs and proteins and all that, you're foolish. They got their own terminology for this stuff. And that don't make them dumb or pseudo, because guess what? If that Dogon man lived to be 120 and we only living to 60, I can't make this up, y'all. The average life expectancy for an American is 60, 65. That's young as hell, man. It's people in other countries that's living to be 100 easy. They in their 90s still walking around. We think it's a blessing to see 90. It's people in other countries that ain't no blessing to them. That's just normal shit. And they live over 100 normally. Like, it's so egotistical for the people with the lowest life expectancies to talk like they know the most about health. You got like, you come over here in America and we got this bougie ass know-it-all mentality, but we ain't living longer than nobody. We ain't living longer. It's people in third world countries living the double life expectancy than the average American. They children got less health problems than our obese kids. But we know it all, don't we? We know it all, don't we?
Excess mucus in bronchial tubes causes bronchitis, according to him. In the lungs, it's pneumonia. In the pancreatic duct, diabetes. In the joints, arthritis. AIDS is an excess of mucus in skin, blood, and lymphatic systems, altogether referred to as the immunological system. Y'all hold tight. I'll address all these claims about diseases in the next chapter. First, I got to revisit that Nipsey interview, as promised.
And what's crazy, I'm working on doing a documentary on the trial in 1985 when Dr. Sebi went to trial against New York, right? Because he put in the newspaper he cured AIDS.
Yeah. And I just want to know how both of them end up dying. Sebi and Nipsey end up dying. And guess what happened after they died? Both of their legacies start to get tainted by their own people. And y'all think y'all know what the hell the boule is. The boule don't just kill niggas. They kill your legacy too. I know what I'm talking about. If you're pushing something that them people thought was a threat, they're not gonna martyr you and let whatever that was you pushing become the focus of your death. That's why the moment Nipsey Hussle died, they started saying he was gay. We got to take the focus off why this man could have potentially died, the deeper reason. Because there's a lot of gang members out there. And yeah, we can say, well, Sanchez, that was just hood stuff. But I don't think people crazy for speculating, because he was sure enough doing some positive stuff, promoting herbs and all that before he died. Same thing with Sebi. It's just the timing of both of their deaths and their union. And the fact that soon as they both died, their legacies, the smear campaign started. But you didn't tell us that when he was alive. Where was these people when Sebi is alive? Why the Boule put their agents of deception on you after they out you? Wouldn't it be better to challenge these folks when they're alive? That's how you know it's some fishy about it. See, it's one thing the timing of both of their deaths. It's another thing with the smear campaigns that's rolled out immediately after these people died. That's right. That shit ain't normal. That's a cabal. And that's a cabal you need to be careful about. Don't be scared of them, but be careful. They out there. And they ain't white, they black. They stopping the rise of any kind of messiah or any black man pushing some alternative than the massa. You better protect yourself. You can be the next Nipsey. That's why I told you, Julian Brown need to protect his damn self. And that time when he went missing, people was thinking, hey man, here go another one. Everybody go against the mainstream shit and push an alternative anything. You better watch your back. You can be an alternative rapper doing numbers underground with your new form of music, and it don't sound like nothing mainstream. If you don't sign your soul to a big label and let them blow your shit up and make it normalized mainstream, then they gonna find a way to silence you competition that they want to do away with. If we can't control you. Because everything mainstream they control. And if you ain't mainstream sounding like you mainstream, they don't need you, because you can't be Drake better than Drake. If you're unique, you're the alternative sound. And they need you. You don't need them, because you're a new wave that they don't own and they don't possess. That's the power of the alternative, y'all. And there's nothing wrong with an alternative. That ain't a scam. That ain't a grift. It's just someone claiming that they have another way of doing it and theirs work better. We should accept the challenge. We should let people debate and fight in this country instead of silence the challenger. Let's give a shout out to Evolve with K. Shout out to Evolve with K. Sending in some love. Gnostic Light Warrior sending in some love. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Gnostic said, helping out the cause. Gratitude. Thank you. Evolve with K said, may the vision be with you. Appreciate you guys.
Did he beat the case, and he went to federal court the next day and beat that case on record. Yep. And nobody talk about it.
That's crazy. I'm in the middle of doing this holistic detox right now.
Shut up! Shut up!
The Institute won their New York Supreme Court case in '87. The one in '88 was a civil case that they lost pretty decisively.
It's kind of funny, he said, that you were able to show the Supreme Court of New York that you cure AIDS, sickle cell, and blindness, and how come no one has ever done anything about it?
Despite the fact that Bowman rolled out 77 witnesses testifying that he helped them with their diseases, he did not prove anything in that case. The not guilty verdict.
But think about that. Isn't that proof? Think about this, y'all. Here's the thing about medicine. If I say I can heal cancer, the person that's trying to debunk me, the only way they can debunk me is if they got cancer, they take my treatment, and they didn't get healed. If you just a YouTuber or even a law official, how can, this is why Sebi didn't go to jail, y'all. Because if you got victims of a crime coming out saying, listen, I bought his products, it didn't do what he said they was gonna do, that's a crime. That's a crime. Or I bought his products, it actually made me sick. Oh, that's a even serious crime. We don't get that. If a man, if he brought, listen, 77 people came to court on his behalf and he just throwing that shit out the window. Y'all hear what Cam doing? 77 people that was treated under Sebi said he helped me out. And this brother's still saying it don't mean nothing. Now, you know that's some hate. Because keep in mind now, how you gonna prove me right or wrong? If I said I healed that brother's AIDS, that's between me and him. The only thing that can debunk that is if that brother say he's lying, man, I took his product and I still have my illness. No one is doing that, so the court can't do nothing. Because it ain't like, how do you get evidence for something like this? It's healing the body. Like, you can't get evidence for this. It's nothing to investigate. And, you know, it's just not. Because how do you investigate these kind of claims? Well, the investigator need to have an illness. And then he need to take Sebi's drugs. And if it don't work, lock him up. So if he's saying, listen, these are all the people I've done treatment with. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 77. And they all saying I helped them out. They feeling good. Case closed, right? Nope. Because we black people and we know how to tear down our legacies now. That's one thing we know how to do.
Verdict came from the fact that the undercover officers who came to his office were unable to prove that he was physically diagnosing and treating illnesses.
And somebody said he violated HIPAA, saying he killed illnesses. They don't know what HIPAA is. Whose privacy did he expose saying that? Nobody. If I cured 100 people from cancer and I'd say, hey, man, I healed cancer, I didn't expose nobody. I didn't call no names or nothing. Y'all got to look at what HIPAA is. It's violating a person's privacy. If he don't tell you who he healed, he's preserving your privacy, man. He's following HIPAA. That's right. Every doctor would tell. That's like Tylenol can't tell you that they got rid of these folks' headaches on a commercial. Like, that's silly, bro. Come on, man. If a doctor create a medicine and it worked, they gonna have testimonials. They're going to have people violating their own HIPAA rights, saying I got this disease and he cured me or he treated me and his treatment worked, right? So having a HIPAA conversation is irrelevant. The man said that he was a scammer and a grifter. We looking for evidence on that. That's right. You know, he's preserving people's privacy.
As defined by the law. He's misrepresenting what happened and making it seem like he proved he could cure AIDS in a courtroom. There are a lot of firsthand accounts and testimony, but without controlled scientific trials. This isn't something we can treat as fact.
You know what? You shouldn't. If I had AIDS and Dr. Sebi healed my AIDS, it's a fact to me, but not for you. And you ain't got to believe me, but you can't prove me wrong or disprove me. Why? You don't have AIDS and you didn't take the man treatment. That's right. Which is why you need to quit trying to debunk everything, because you can't debunk this unless you got AIDS and you try his medicine and it didn't cure your damn AIDS. Because what you would have to do is say, we can't say this as a fact. No, 77 people said it's a fact. 77 people said it worked for me. You know how, like, when those commercials come on all the time from the FDA approved doctors and they promote these medicines with 100 side effects and they got people up there giving their testimonial. We can't prove that they medication gonna work for us, but they still roll out the commercial take Vagisil. And they got a woman on there saying, this shit got rid of my yeast infection in 1 second. Hey, them women can't prove that. They gotta take that lady word for it, right? Okay, Sebi is the same way, bro. That's pretty much how it goes. You ain't proving a damn thing. Like, testimonials has been, like, it's only when this black man got 77 people testifying to his herbal diet that testimonials is a problem now. Bro, don't you know how many medicines they pushing that are certified by the FDA and the symptoms are worse than the illness that they trying to heal, and they just relying on testimonials? Shout out the son of Son 969. Love your work and appreciate what you do. I challenge the chat to match my donation, or better, let's help Sanchez reach his goal. Positive energy from SC South Kakalaki. Shout out to the brother. Thank y'all for all of the gifts. Sally McDermott sending them gifts in for your boy. I'm new to the gifts. Thank you, Sally, for the gift. The call-in lines are open throughout the whole show if anyone would like to join. One thing I want to point out is the brother still haven't showed us how Sebi is a scammer or a grifter, because I just got to give you guys a recap of everything that's going on so far. Shout out to my caller here, Sound Mind. You there?
Yeah, I'm here right now. What's happening?
You wanna you been watching this, man? I know, man. You been watching this, man?
Yeah, I've been watching the whole thing, man. I'm just hoping, my battery don't die, but you know how that goes.
Nah, you want to say something though before I move on? Take your time. Yeah, you can speak to it. I'll let you speak for a minute for sure.
Yeah, respects, brother. I just, listening to all of it, I think the main thing comes down to whether or not a person takes plants into their life and uses them to their advantage. Sebi as a teacher, man, all he did was brought knowledge about plants and herbs, man. So anytime this conversation comes up, if I didn't know any better, maybe I would say he's a grifter. Maybe but I do know better, so I have to stand on that. You know what I'm saying? And I deal with herbs all the time, and I've seen people heal themselves of all types of things. You know what I mean? So it's something that those of us that know, we just got to keep pushing out the information and letting people know they can heal themselves, man. That's the main thing. You can take control of your health, your whole biosystem, man. Just learn about your body, learn your body type, and take care of yourself.
We're in. Hey, when you guys join the call, turn your YouTube show off so that we don't hear the show through the phone, and y'all can just listen through the phone now that you're on the call. But salutes to all the callers. Yeah, go ahead, Salman.
Yeah, respect, bro. That's all it is, man. I just encourage people to learn. I myself, I've healed up a couple of little injuries I had. I had really bad diet and food intake and beer and burgers and all that stuff, and I just stopped when I was a youngster. And I just told myself I'm gonna live forever. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stay healthy, and I learned, and so far so good, man. I haven't been to a doctor in 30-something years, brother. Straight plants, bro. 30-something years, no cold. I caught the flu one time, bro. And you know what I mean? So I just you don't get me started on some plants, bro. I'll talk for hours, bro. But I suggest everybody, you can heal most things that people have, just common shit. You can heal that up. There's no need for asthma. There's no need for diabetes. You know what I mean? You can go vegan, find out your body type, start studying some Ayurvedic medicine, find out what type of body you have, and then you eat for your, cold body, heat body, dry body, wet body. You eat for that, and you find out what's good for you, and then you can just live off of that. You know what I mean? And then, the fasting and stuff. I ain't ate no food in 10 days.
I got turtles, and I go to the Publix or whatever, Sprouts. I get my turtle food. They eat kale, cucumbers, like all these greens and stuff. And I give them that, and here I am with the pizzas and stuff. And turtles live so long. It's crazy because the more I feed my turtles, I'm like, damn, we should be eating like turtles for real. Like, we should be on a turtle diet, bro. But, you know, my whole thing is this brother said 77 testimonies. Now, I get what he's saying. You're right. We can't say what it's a fact that Sebi healed this stuff. We have to say we believe in the people who said they healed their diseases. The irony and what I was showing was the hypocrisy, because a pastor will claim that he healed somebody and no one will challenge him and say that it's grifting. I see that all the time in the church. I've seen pastors tell people to throw their canes away and stop taking their medicine. And them people have problems because of that. And them pastors ain't prosecuted. They don't say you're giving medical advice. That's wrong. You know, and I think that's crazy, because Sebi telling folks to eat herbs and stuff, and they saying he's pseudo. The pastor telling your grandma, say this prayer, let me lay hands on you and you healed, and you trust in that. Even though the Bible say use the herbs for your medicine. So they're promoting the Antichrist type system, the medical mafia. Shout out to Melissa and Norare for joining the call. At any given time, y'all can grab the mic.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing?
Good, good. And you?
I'm doing good. Hey man, I appreciate the donations. Quiet Strength Studio, shout out to you. And to D. Allen Warren, appreciate y'all. Hope y'all don't mind those bombs. That's how we show love. So I'm going to keep playing the video, but yeah, what's going on right now is like the courts had to respect those 77 testimonials, but this brother don't. This brother saying we can't say factually his claim is correct. The court can't say it either. But what they can't say factually is that he's a scammer or a grifter. You see the difference? I want to know, why do this brother right here take it upon himself to go spit in Dr. Sebi's grave with words like scammer and grifter with no proof? Because I'm still waiting on the proof. I'm still waiting on the proof. The recap so far is he ain't a doctor. But you could still call yourself a doctor without the white man's credentials. So that don't make a person a scammer. His other claim was Dr. Sebi basically didn't go to school. You know, that don't make a person a scammer neither. You can have a guy fix your car who didn't go to school to be a mechanic. Like, you can have alternative people who know how to do stuff outside of the mainstream education. The brother said Dr. Sebi had 77 testimonies, but we still can't say he's factual. And he's right about that. But you can't say he's a scammer or a grifter either. That's right. That's what I'm saying. But let's pass the mic if anyone want to speak before I move forward.
Hey, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear y'all.
Okay, so I've been on your show before, calling in and whatnot, but my mom had glioblastoma. So at the beginning of COVID, that's when, you know, like we found out she had brain tumor. So one was malignant, one was, you know, the glioblastoma. So then after that, she went 2 years brain tumor free, doing great. And then the next time the tumor started growing back, because glioblastoma is aggressive. So then she had another one that only lasted like about 6 months. And boom, came back. And then she had her third one, and they did some kind of experimental, like some kind of wafer that they put in her brain, like it's like releases some kind of radiation, and boom, came back. And then she had her fourth brain tumor removal. And so in between that time, my grandma had passed away.
They're not from China, so I'm gonna assume they're real.
Which is her mom.
Mm-hmm.
And so like my mom's going through this brain tumor stuff, and then, you know, like she's taking care of her aunt, and then after the aunt passed away, then she was taking care of her mom, and then she passed away 2 years ago, February 5th. So now she had her fourth brain tumor removal and doing good. And then boom, not so good. So just this Mother's Day, this past Mother's Day, they're like, yeah, your mom has 24 to 72 hours. She's going to be a goner. So we all travel 4 hours away, come, and boom, she's back to normal again. So that went on. So like she's doing good. She don't get up.
That's good.
But she can still feed herself. And 2 weeks ago, my sister's like, oh my God, like mom, she's dying. Like they're all saying it. The hospice people are saying like, again, she's got this, you know, only 24 to 72 hours. But my mom has always been the one like, you don't put an expiration date on me. So, but you know what I'm going to do as a daughter, I'm coming, mama. So, you know, I got here 2 weeks ago, Monday, and then my brother from California, he came, and I'm telling you, this shit is fucking weird. Like her blood pressure was like 74 over 42 to 44. They're like, yeah, she's a goner. I don't know what the hell is going on. You know, so like we're all like, we're stopping our life. You know, I have my own cleaning business. So like I gotta tell my clients, I'm like, hey, I gotta be with my mom. And they're so great. They're like, no, be with your mom. And now I'm telling them like, hey, like, holy shit, now she's off the oxygen. She can speak full sentences again. This is the weirdest shit. But like you're talking about Sebi, is like, I do the sound vibrational therapy. I do like the alternative medicine. So like we're doing the shit, and, you know, like kind of like she's back again. And I told her, I'm like, hey, I don't want you to go, but guess what? It's not up to me. It's up to you and your creator. And here she is. Now she's off oxygen. She was on 5 mil, you know, like 5 ml.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, how the fuck does this shit happen? Like, what is going on? And it's like, no, because again, my mom is a testimony. Like, you're not going to put an expiration date on me. And I think Sebi, you know, like with his, you know, how he was helping people, it's the same thing. Like we're doing just little tidbits of what we can reach with our knowledge and helping other people. And that is my mother right now. So that's my tidbit. And it's like a bittersweet. And I do have guilt, because it's like, oh my gosh, lady, like, why aren't you dead yet? Oh, you know, like that's a guilt thing. I know some people in the chat will kind of resonate with this. It's because you're thinking they're going to die. They don't die. And you're like, you're grateful for that. But when it happens a couple times, you're like, what the fuck? Why aren't you dead yet? And I'm having that. Right now, I'm having that weird guilt fucking shit. But I want my mom to be alive. I'm like, she's only 65. She'll be 66 September 12th. And I already had the birthday because I just had my birthday August 3rd because we didn't think she was going to make it. So, like, we had a Hawaiian party. We did all this shit. It was like, oh, happy birthday, mama. You know, like, because none of us thought she was going to be here. And now she's like off oxygen. She's eaten. She finally took a shit after 3 weeks. Like, she's doing all this shit.
Well, you know,
and it's like,
I really wish you guys, you know, the best in that situation. It's a touchy one there. I'm sending a lot of positive vibes to you and your fam.
Thank you.
Appreciate
and
you for
you
sharing
always
your story.
you always been like from like it was like actually before COVID, that's when I found you. You know, like I found your platform and talking about the matriarchy, patriarchy, you know. And I've been following you since.
Yeah.
And
Okay. So
I
you
really
go back.
do enjoy you and all the other people that call in. And I was the one, you know, like many years ago, like 4.5, 5 years ago, I was the Becky, if you remember. And they were like, oh, she's a white girl. Why you sticking up for her? And then you were like, what the fuck? You know, and then you're like, I was the bomb. I was the Becky bomb. But whatever. But I love you. I love all of you in here listening to Bro Sanchez. And, you know, keep my mama, you know.
Yeah, and
in
our
thoughts,
meditations and prayers and thoughts for sure. We appreciate
Well, thank you,
my sister, for sure.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. And who is this? Real Truth, Real Growth. And we have Nor Rare. Man, we got some awesome callers with some good energy tonight. Salutes to Dr. Sebi. One thing you know about this whole video is how many people supporting it, where we're in a time where you can just put these claims on a person. What did the brother say about Sebi that makes Sebi a scammer or grifter? Where's his proof? We still waiting on that. So, yes, Sebi had 77 testimonies. His claim is that Sebi is relying on testimonies, but not scientific proof. When you go out there and buy medicine, you're not relying on science. You're relying that it's going to work on testimonies. That's why you buy Tylenol over the other brand, because people say, yeah, that shit work. It'll get rid of your headache. Testimonies sell products, not science, which y'all smart guys don't realize. Everyone ain't a scientist when they looking for medicine. So Sebi, and when you talk about science, that's just the process of how you create the medicine, like whatever your manufacturing process is of producing the medicine. And if you're doing it correctly, no one will get sick, because the goal is to heal a sickness that a person already got. So what I'm saying is most FDA approved medicines, the symptoms you get are worse than what you're trying to heal. But so a person may say, well, what's the benefit of me? It's like this right here. You want to stay alive, right? So people will put up with the symptoms and the expensive medicine just to stay here, but they still suffering. That ain't healing right there, y'all. That's really kicking the can. So that's keeping a lot of people rich, though, from our suffering. And it's helping them control the population, because we dying younger and younger and younger, while having the attitude this young man got, like we know everything, and that's what they want. So keep in mind, okay, I'm going to let, who we got? Real Truth. Welcome, man. Go ahead, for sure. Welcome. How you doing?
What's up, Sanchez, man? Sorry my absence. I've been away for a minute.
Good to see you, my brother. What to hear from you, man. Salutes. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm glad you got everything straight. You back, man.
Oh yeah.
Hey, check this out.
Appreciate that.
People talk with a double tongue. They got double standards. You know, that thing that they just put on everybody in 2020, and nobody even knew what was in it. All them people took it. Right? And they trying to talk about Sebi. We already know that was an attack on us, trying to stop us from being healthy because they was trying to make us unhealthy. Us being genetically modified by them anyway. So when Sebi came out, it was like, you know, we can't allow them to get healthy. So they'll do anything to tarnish his name, man. You know. And like I said, people don't even know the ingredients to that stuff that they put in them anyway. So people just talk with a double standard. And anytime anybody that look like us come with something that just might help us, there's always somebody that'll tear them down, especially somebody that look like us. All skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Yeah, that's facts.
I just wanted to say that. Mm-hmm.
Man, real. That's facts.
Yep.
There. And then, you know, it's crazy because you don't see nobody but our people spit. It's like they wait till you die. And I think a lot of these folks go to college, they get in these fraternities, sororities, and they have a mission to taint our legacy. It ain't even the white man at this point. The new generation whose job to taint our legacy is gonna be our own kids, because it's
not
like,
even me.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's crazy. You're right. No, you can speak because I'm laying here. I was just saying that you know, the white man don't gotta combat the one among us that's challenging his status quo or going against his operation, because our kids get them degrees and they say, man, my granddaddy don't know what he talking about, man. Listen, this is what I learned in school. And they think they smart because they can repeat what they was told, when you're really smart because you can challenge it. But I'll fall back.
Yeah, well, you know, like I said, Malcolm didn't have a college education. He was intelligent, like you're intelligent, I'm intelligent, right? And we can see through these people, man, because it's like they're protecting the 1%. When you're in these fraternities, sororities, you ain't really dealing with the average people. They're not a part of your clique. They can't get in the inside jobs or whatever, right? So these are the people that every time you're gonna try to get up, they're gonna tear you down. These are the gatekeepers, man.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like, if we have a plan to get out of something, of course we can come and have conferences and talk about it and let them just hear all our plans. But it's definitely gonna be somebody that it look like you, go back and tell everything, bro. It's like we trapped, seriously trapped. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. It's deep.
Yeah, that's fact.
The 88 civil trial ended with the Institute having to sign a consent agreement.
Video.
I have that agreement right here. They were permanently barred from claiming, orally or in writing, that they can cure, mitigate, or in any way relieve or alter the course.
You know why? Because the word cure, that's what he telling y'all. Think about this now, it's legalese. Sebi can't claim that he can cure AIDS, but he can say he can heal you from your AIDS. You get what I'm saying? Real truth. Now, these dudes supposed to be educated, right? Cam James supposed to be educated, right? He doing research. He's a journalist. He's supposed to know this, right? Like, he's supposed to know, if you are a natural healer, the people that's telling you, think about it. Why would they tell Dr. Sebi, we gonna allow you to practice your form of healing? We gonna allow you to do that. And you claiming you can heal all this stuff. And these people in court said, we gonna allow you to keep doing it, but you can't say you can cure it. Whether they don't understand what's going on. If Sebi is saying he can cure all this stuff, but they telling him to quit claiming it because it ain't true, why would they still turn around and allow him to practice it, though? That don't make sense. Why would they say, you can practice this stuff, you can practice whatever you practicing to be able to cure this stuff, but you can't say you're curing it? That's a legal game. It's because they got the monopoly over the word cure. So all of the natural healers, they can't use the word cure. They got to say, we can heal you of your leukemia. I can heal your cancer. You will never hear a healer say, I can cure you of it, because curing is associated with treatment. And a healer ain't treating you. They're literally healing you. So by law, the law just telling them, look, quit. We don't want y'all fronting like y'all doing it our way, because y'all ain't prescribing treatment and you're not curing. So just so it don't be no confusion, tell people what you doing. You are a healer. You ain't curing nothing. You're healing them. And by law, if I'm a natural healer, I'm going to go out there and let you know I can heal your cancer. And I bet you the state can't stop me from practicing it. You see, they couldn't stop Sebi from practicing it. They just got a monopoly on the word cure. So what? You can have that word. Healing is better anyway.
Exactly. And these are the same people that get all this stuff passed, and then years later, people find out that they got a sick permit, and now they getting sued, like Xantax. Man, I had heartburn, crazy, and I knew it was something that they was adding to the food, so I had to figure out what it was. Man, I would get heartburn. I don't care what I ate, bro. And I was popping them joints like bubble gum, man, to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And they had a couple of different kinds, Prilosec, OTT, all that stuff. And then next thing you know, Xantax got sued. People found out they had cancers and stuff from that stuff.
Yeah, I remember Xantax. They was big and then just left and just didn't hear about them. Yep.
And you still see some of this stuff in the stores, Xantax. They got a new formula.
Yeah. And you know
They ain't
what,
got no
bro?
new formula.
Man, you know that they will have cases of these things fucking folks up, and they will let them pay them folks off and keep that shit on the shelf because it's making money.
They change one word out for the whole pack.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I was saying, and these the people with the degrees and the credentials, though. It's crazy,
Because
man.
somebody told me, these people that know that America's a business, they ain't mad at this shit that's going on. They just hoping that they can figure out how to make some money. They don't care about people. The devil's playground, man. They do not care.
Because they can get away with it by saying, look, we put on this shit that one of the side effects may be instant death.
Right.
And you took it anyway. Yeah.
Did you use the bathroom too much? Did you die?
Yeah.
Call this hotline.
And they worried about Sebi telling you to eat herbs. That's crazy, man.
This is the devil's playground.
That is, bro.
Of AIDS, herpes, leukemia, sickle cell anemia, lupus, or any other human disease, pain, injury, deformity, or physical condition. Nipsey was mistaken. The Institute did not win these cases. At best, I'd define it as they avoided going to prison, since that's obviously not how the story was told by him or anyone affiliated with.
I got a question. How do a black man going against the medical mafia avoid going to prison in this country? I'm going to tell you right now, he don't. He don't. I want y'all to let this sink in what Cam James think y'all stupid, bro. This is what he wants y'all to believe. That there's a black man out there talking shit about the medical mafia. And that they got this black man by the balls, but this black man somehow wiggled out of it and avoided going to jail. Where the hell they do that at? What? Really? Seriously?
Ain't happening.
But see, the truth that he don't want to tell is they ain't got nothing on that black man. If they did, he would have went the hell down, and we know it. Because they didn't have nothing on him and he beat the case, he ended up dead. That's what we need to be talking about. But let him tell it.
With the Institute, his legend grew, and his celebrity clientele grew with it. There was a parade of other famous people Bowman consulted in the 80s, and in the case of Michael Jackson, this is how he talked about his consultation.
What I did for him was this. I gave Michael an intracellular chelation. He was full of a whole lot of drugs, you know, the pharmaceutical drugs. Couldn't sleep. His nerve was shattered. So I began treating him. And at the ending of the period, he was doing good, and I left. I was with him from February until September. At the ending of September, I told him, I'm leaving. He said, don't leave me. I said, why? He said, I want you by my side, but I have a business to build.
I've never heard of an intracellular chelation before, so I asked Casey to break that down.
And guess what, y'all? I'm going to tell y'all something right now. He ain't never heard of it. So I'm going to go and get somebody that are already in the established opposition, right? To repeat everything. That's just like, that's crazy, right? That's like during the Operation Warp Speed. You had people with degrees telling you don't get the jab. They told them shut up, and the politician told you to get it, and they listened to the politician. Why my point is out? It's not about the degree, it's about the authority. If it was about the degree, then you would have to defend your degree. Your degree ain't a ticket for you to not be questioned or challenged. You can't hide behind that. In fact, you got to go putting in the most debating and all that, because people gonna say, hey man, what you learned in school, I think is BS, and I got a better alternative than your professor. You gotta be able to, any legit scientific institution will allow challenges. Otherwise it's a religion and a cult. Now, my whole thing about what he's doing, right? Let me just play to you what he just said.
Leaving. He said, don't leave me. I said, why?
Watch this.
He said, I want you by my side, but I have a business to build.
I've never heard of an intracellular chelation before, so I asked Casey to break that down and did my own research too. It's a real thing.
Now, guess what you do, right? If you really want to know about something, why would you go and ask only the people who disagree with it? Does that seem legit? Right. You want to know about veganism, so you finna go and ask the meat pushing specialist about plant eating when they already know they push meat, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so biased and disingenuous, but this is what journalism is reduced to today. Everybody, and people be thinking, well, this person is a sellout, they're a Mason. Believe it or not, some of these folks ain't connected to nothing. They just know how the algorithm works. The algorithm pushes the mainstream narratives.
But it's very definitively beyond the capabilities of an untrained herbalist. When I say untrained, that also applies to the job he says he had, where he monitored pH levels of various compounds. The compound in the existing research around these chelations isn't something you can obtain from an herb, and it's not approved for human use either. He would go on to sue Michael Jackson for $980,000 in unpaid wages and revenue, claiming he wasn't paid what he was owed for his personal consultations, and that he missed out on speaking engagements and denied other clients while working with MJ.
That's the ugly business side of it. I'm still trying to see how he's a scammer and grifter. If he worked with somebody and he felt like, well, you know, I didn't get what's paid and all that, that's just the ugly business side for him and Mike to deal with. It don't prove to me he's a scammer or grifter, because Mike didn't say his stuff didn't work. That's what y'all gotta remember. At the end of the day, you call this man a scammer and grifter, you gotta prove that the people he's treating or healing isn't getting what they signed up for in order for you to be right. Michael Jackson was begging the man to come back. So what him and Michael Jackson argued about money? Unfortunately, when niggas do business together, I hate to say it, man, we get into it about money sometime. But did Michael Jackson get scammed though? Did Michael Jackson, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I ain't even mean to interrupt you. I was gonna say, I feel like it had to go that way because them people got control of his money. Them people had control of Michael Jackson money. So
and him,
maybe,
yeah. I'm sorry. No.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, him pointing out an argument about money, it don't prove grift or scam, because Michael Jackson was still pleased with the services.
Correct. Absolutely.
And and that's why he wanted to downplay the 7-7 testimonials. Like you said this man a scammer and a grifter. We need to be talking about the people who saying his shit didn't work for me. Because everybody you bringing up, they like his services, regardless of what else you say about his title of doctor, his name changing. And I don't like the idea that you can just call dead elders names like that with no proof. You can do it, but please, man, come with the evidence to show where he grifted or scammed at.
From state to state, as Jackson fought multiple child abuse cases. If you're curious as to where these celebrity and non-celebrity treatments took place, a lot of them happened at the aforementioned Usha Research Village in Honduras.
I'm Haitian. I identify with Haiti. Well, I don't identify with these motherfuckers here, because these are fucking Latin. I'm a Haitian.
Since he clearly didn't like Honduras very much, I can only conclude that the village was located there for financial convenience and to dodge regulatory issues in America. Bowman was married at least twice, had 22.
That's a speculation, though. And guess what? That wouldn't mean that he's illegit or a scammer or a grifter. Because if they make it hard for alternatives in America, you need to get out of America, plain and simple. Trump did it. Let me tell you what these big corporations do. When America have credentials or laws or legalities or regulations that the big corporations in America don't like, guess what they do? They go to China, they go overseas to get around the regulations. So Sebi can't do it. So you telling me if I'm competing with Pfizer and I know they gonna blackball me in America because I'm competing with Pfizer and that's a big part of our economy, but I'm saying I'm standing up for humans and Pfizer is doing, I'm accusing them of something, right? So I say, you know what, as an American, if I'm gonna compete against Pfizer, let me move out of America because they're gonna make it hard for me, right? Don't that make sense, y'all?
Absolutely. 100%.
They'll
never go after the big boys. They'll never go after them and tarnish their name. I mean, they just come to finish us off, man. Crazy.
It's crazy, man. And people are listening. Oh yeah, Sebi, that make a lot of sense. He's a scammer. People don't use no critic. They don't think content. They just content driven.
2 children and died of pneumonia in 2016.
But it's an ongoing investigation as to what happened. And no, it wasn't pneumonia.
And you know what I'll even say, if you believe someone is a scammer or a grifter but can't prove it, I would even respect you if you come out and be like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I don't have no proof that Sebi is a scammer and grifter, but I believe he is. He just give me snake vibes, because guess what? People do that all the time in the hood. I wouldn't be mad at you for that. Niggas will come up to you and be like, bro, I ain't got no proof of it. I just get a bad vibe about him. You know, I believe he on some bullshit. But that's keeping it real, though. You know, that's a brother that's saying, look, I can't prove that buddy is a grifter, but just something about him I feel. But you're calling somebody something and you're acting like you got proof and evidence and having this whole, like, it's weird. It's trying to convince us that the man is a scammer or a grifter versus keeping it real and saying, I just believe he is, man. I don't need no, because guess what? You relieve yourself from the burden of proof. I don't got to make you prove your belief. You can say, bro, I ain't got to prove none of you. I just believe that man is a snake, point blank, period. Next topic. That's more real to me.
Pneumonia. Wow. It may have been the symptom of from what was done, no doubt.
He died in jail, by the way. He was arrested after moving through the raw.
It's just gossip and a biography. You call the man a scammer and grifter, but ain't proved it yet. But at this point, if you ain't got a brain in your head, you think he showed hella proof now. He got the little documentary music, the true crime energy going, the vibe in the air. But it's just gossip and speculation. When you really start to take all that away and think, comes off like just some kind of agent shit, some smear type campaign for the medical mafia. That's right. And that's just what my theory and belief on it is.
It's on airport.
Yeah, y'all want to build on this before I play this video?
I want you to go ahead and play it.
Yeah. Okay.
With $37,000 in cash. Arrests tend to happen when you pack strip club music video amounts of money in smaller countries. And death happens when you refuse to eat jail food at 82 years old. Of course, there's conspiracy theories around his death, and hopefully everything we've just discussed clarifies why those conspiracy theories would exist in the first place.
Okay, I don't want to be playing no music on mine. I don't think I'm going to be able to lead this up. We talking too much medical talk. YouTube do not like medical talk. And I don't want to play his whole thing because if he don't like what I'm saying, he can take it off. So I'm going to just stop right there. And I got all of his arguments outlined in it anyway. You know.
It's crazy how when you be on to something, man, they don't like that shit.
But I can tell y'all right now, if you watch this whole video, there's no proof in it. I took the transcript from this video, and I read his arguments. People may say, well, I didn't watch the whole video. I was reading it because I get that transcript outlined in ChatGPT so I can get all the arguments out because I want to dissect it point by point. So I think I'm gonna start playing all of his arguments and just skipping through right to the argument and just instead of letting the video play out too much. So Lynette's argument, I time stamped them too. We're 30 minutes in, and the next argument is going to be. I'm not gonna do urine therapy. That's really not important because I don't agree with urine therapy, even though Sebi push it. And that's what I keep saying. Sebi pushes a herb-based diet and less meats and starch. I take the fish and spit out the bones, and just because a person may do urine therapy don't mean I'm going to throw the baby out with the bath water. You see what I'm saying? Sebi he was talking about urine therapy and all that, and I said right there I would debate Dr. Sebi on that. I disagree with urine therapy, but I think Dr. Sebi is a guru and an OG and an elder, and that he did his you don't gotta agree with every damn thing that the man said, right? That wasn't the base of his message, urine therapy. You know what I mean? So
right.
So the brother wanted to take a shot at him about that, and so I don't really think we need to even play that part because the next part is the key one, which is mucus. Sebi said a cause of disease is mucus. Let's go to it. Let me go to it. It's at 31 minutes.
Piss. Back to these other claims he made. Claim number 1. Excess mucus in bronchial tubes causes bronchitis. According to all established scientific study, excess mucus does not cause bronchitis. Bronchitis causes excess mucus. It's an inflammation caused by infection. But then again, Bowman didn't believe.
But you know what's crazy? That's like, to me, I get what Cam's saying here. I'm not gonna attack everything he's saying. But I will say that, wouldn't it be able to work both ways? I'm legit asking a question. I'm not asking it in a smart way. I'm asking a real question here. Like, if bronchitis causes excess mucus in the lung, then can't excess mucus in the lungs also cause bronchitis? Like, can it be both ways?
Seem like it go both ways.
Right.
If you can't get that mucus out of you,
Did that?
What's going to happen?
Right. Like, bro, I think that's why I said this is so petty and just out of the blue, random spitting on a dude Gray who was promoting herbs. That is weird. Like, this, y'all that desperate for content? That's like saying a cold causes a snotty nose. But it's like saying, well, if I got a snotty nose, don't I got a cold? If I got all the symptoms of a cold, can't a person say, well, he got a cold? You can say it either way. Like, that's very crazy to me. But I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt and think about this for a minute. And the more I throw it around in my brain, I just think he being petty with this one right here. Yeah. Because you're right. Like, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't even think that mucus is the original form of when we see it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the original form that mucus might start as, it could be a very, very thin, watery layer, but by the time we see it, it's accumulated all kinds of stuff in it. Now it's all slimy and the way it looks. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So mucus could be the cause of the sickness. We just seeing the result of it coming out of our body, not knowing the original form of it, if that makes any kind of sense. Can you see what I'm saying with that?
Yeah, because I know that it's really clear. And then, the other shit be like dirt and all that. And let me stop talking about it. Yeah. But yeah, man. Like, if you really think about the word mucus, etymological wise, it's just muck. When they say, well, you got high cholesterol because it's grease or all of this stuff that's blocking your arteries, Sebi just call it mucus. But that is a correct word. Like, it's appropriate. It's just saying you got a bunch of muck blocking the stuff. That's like a vague word to say. Like, it ain't gotta necessarily be snot, right? It's any obstruction. But see, this brother ain't as smart as he think. You know what I'm saying? The root word of mucus is muck. And muck can be a number of things that's unwanted or something like that, like when you break the word down. So, but when you hear how Sebi using the word mucus, that's how he using it. Whatever's causing the obstruction in the artery is the muck, whatever it is. I don't think he was just saying we full of snot. Like, a lot of people gonna hear it like that. But check it out though. The shit that's blocking your arteries giving you high cholesterol, it look like snot. It's yellowish, brownish, just thick slime blocking it. So mucus, even though they wouldn't technically call it snot or mucus, you wouldn't be wrong using that word at all. I get what the hell Sebi's saying. All of this stuff that's blocking our arteries, that when we have to take herbs and plants to cleanse ourselves out, that's really what we're fighting. This excess muck left over from, impurities in our diet or whatever. Like, it ain't hard to understand. People be so smart, they be dumb because, look, they ain't really trying to be smart. They're just trying to prove they're willing to conform to authority. That's literally selling out.
In germs, viruses.
They so smart, they got to play dumb about simple stuff like it's crazy.
Or bacteria as causes of disease. Mucus is the body's way of defending us by keeping tissues lubricated while trapping germs so the body.
And that's what happens when you don't understand context and you think Sebi just talking about snot. He even named the section a lot of incorrect snot signs. And it's his incorrect interpretation of the word mucus. And I understand the connection between mucus and snot. But I also understand that ain't the way Sebi was using the word mucus. He was using it as an umbrella word for impurities, period. If a person say you got a lot of fat and lard and grease blocking your arteries, they ain't using the correct medical term. They just telling you what you ate to get your arteries blocked. But I'm pretty sure the doctor don't say, let me get this lard out his. They got a term for it. And that's what I'm telling you. If you don't speak in their terminology and get your credentials from them, you're just dumb and don't know what you're talking about. Even though, again, in the Western world, we got the shortest life expectancy of a lot of third world countries. That don't make no sense now for you to be in a country with all of these certified medical institutions and medicines and cures and vaccines and fitness centers, and you got these supermarkets full of greens and veggies, and guess what? With all that, our life expectancy ain't better than a lot of people in third world countries, and that don't hit you. You don't let that sink in a minute. That you got this lie you live in that you're better than everybody, and our numbers are equivalent to a third world country. The gang violence is equivalent to the violence we see in third world countries. Why you think they was calling Chicago Chirac? We are just bougie and full of ego. We go around the world taking over other people's countries saying, let me help you because you're a third world country. But on the low, we got third world country numbers too. And our motherfucking homeless rates, our violence rates, our life expectancies. We just think our shit don't stink.
And I was going to say about mucus, it don't make no sense the way they're explaining it. It says that it's a vital gel like shield that protects the body. So why does it only come out like that? Wouldn't it be coming out all the time if it was just sitting in us? If it's something that protects us from
it's getting me mad because it's like, bro, Dr. Sebi wasn't talking about snot, like the snot.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Like I said, the white man ain't got to discredit us. No, what you wasn't done, real truth. I was just piggyback throwing you an amen. Yeah, you got it.
Oh, you're right. You're right. But I was just saying, why does it only come out when you supposedly get sick? If mucus is already in your body, it should be running out all the time, right?
Mm-hmm. But see, he's right. No, Cam is right. Mucus is necessary. He's right about what he's saying. He's wrong about taking Sebi's usage of the word out of context. Anybody that listen to Sebi know that Sebi picked no one else used the word mucus. Think about it. The stuff that blocks our arteries out, when we eating wrong, all of that shit gonna build up. You're gonna have blockages. We know that. Can you tell me real truth what the stuff is that's blocking? Like, we just call it greasing. We literally say the shit you ate is what's blocking your arteries and stuff. Because like I said, we don't know the terminology. But I'm pretty sure they got a medical term for it, is what I was saying. And me not knowing the term don't mean I don't know how to unblock the shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
They call it cholesterol, don't they?
Yeah, they say, well, your cholesterol is high, but it's a name. Like, they'll show you these images of this yellowish brown looking stuff blocking a artery or a vein. I can pull it up on Google now if I want, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But I don't know the name of that. Maybe I see the whole thing is, let me not pull up a real one. I can get like a cartoon diagram. Let me see.
Oh, it's called plaque.
Okay, yeah, plaque. Okay, got you. Yeah, plaque. Same what they call it for your teeth. And it looks like mucus. Like, Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's crazy how they doing Dr. Sebi, because if you want to use the word mucus to describe this, why can't you? Why even play like you being petty now with semantics? Plaque, mucus, buildup, basically. Obstruction. Which is why I said the word mucus is just the word muck anyway, and anything can be muck, any obstruction. You want to be smart, guys. Doing too much defending this damn establishment, man. Looking for any way to go out there, man. That's crazy, bro.
Body can more easily dispel them, like when you sneeze. I'm not even trying to be insulting when I say that this analysis.
But see, they're using that to make it like Dr. Sebi was saying we're full of snot. Just because another word for buildup, obstruction, plaque is muck or mucus. His lack of etymology and vocabulary skills is making him attack Dr. Sebi when really Dr. Sebi is not really misusing the word mucus. However, I will say the term mucus to describe buildup in the artery is not popular. It ain't popular. I'll give him that. Sebi was the only one to say that. But we got it when he said it, though. No one tripped on it. We get it.
Is the kind of thing you'd come up with if you never went.
And look, and one more thing. I can ask anybody that ever followed Dr. Sebi if they thought he was saying we full of snot, and they'll laugh at you and say, hell no. So it ain't Dr. Sebi or Sabians that's dumb. It's y'all asses, man. Like, people be dumb as hell thinking they smart. And the joke really on y'all, like your lack of understanding. No one thought that Dr. Sebi was talking about snot, man. Come on now. These folks childish, bro, and the white folks love it. They get this free defense for this medical mafia.
Went to middle school biology. Claimed.
Hey, people, do me a favor, hit the like, share button, support the show. Let me give a shout out to Global Elements for showing love, sending in a donation. And my brother Quiet Strength Studio said, been following for 10 plus years and still here. Respect. Salutes to you. Appreciate the love and the continued support over a decade. Shout out to The Question and William Lumpkin for sending in. I think these are gifts. Thank y'all for the gifts.
Number 2. Excess mucus causes pneumonia in the lungs, diabetes in the pancreatic duct, and arthritis in the joints. Similar to the last claim, these analyses are backwards, according to all established scientific study. Infections cause pneumonia, with excess mucus being a warning sign. While we're discussing the lungs, it's probably relevant to note that Bowman smoked weed throughout his life.
And let me explain something to y'all real quick. Cam is right. Mucus is a symptom of you having a cold. But that's what I said. Cam is wrong for thinking that Sebi was talking about snot. Sebi was using the word mucus as a term for obstruction. Now, a lot of people may, let me see, they may think I'm making that up, but the root word of mucus is muck, right? Y'all can look it up. Look up the word muck. And it literally comes from dung and excrement. It's like unwanted stuff that the body is getting rid of. But the whole thing about it is this. Him bringing up snot is his stupidity, not Dr. Sebi's. It's him taking Sebi's word out of context. Sebi didn't think that your artery had snot in it. He was using the word mucus to say obstruction, to talk about this yellow stuff right here. And guess what? He didn't misuse the word mucus. You can use the word mucus to describe this, but it wouldn't be popular. That's all I'm saying. You wouldn't be wrong, but it wouldn't be popular. That's all.
but discourage tobacco, which is good.
So listen, let's talk about the weed part again, what he said. Yeah, because people talk about lung treatment, right? One could argue you can use cannabis or herbs or marijuana in treating the lungs in certain ways.
Is the kind of thing you'd come up with if you never went to middle school biology. Claim number 2. Excess mucus causes pneumonia in the lungs, diabetes in the pancreatic duct, and arthritis in the joints.
And what Sebi was talking about was excess obstruction in these areas. Blockages can offset a lot of those illnesses. If you don't want to understand a man and be petty, yeah, you could do what he's doing. You can do that. But I gotta ask y'all a question. The people he defending with all of their degrees and credentials, look at the medicines that they sell us with 10,000 side effects. Yeah, we can get rid of your itchy hands, but one of the side effects is your feet gonna fall off. Look at, they be naming side effects for more than half of the commercial. They spend 5 seconds on a commercial describing the product and the other 30 seconds is side effects. Side effects may include the motherfucker take a deep breath before they start naming them. And you gotta ask them, what's the side effects from Sebi's patients? You know, what his herbs that he telling you, what's the side effect? But you want to defend this shit, okay? But yeah, let me fall back. Talk to him real true.
Oh yeah, I was talking about them side effects, man. They'd be like, have you felt dizziness? Have you felt blurry vision? Have you bloody nose? Like, what the hell y'all selling?
Yeah, may lead to blindness. Like, what the fuck?
No, I don't think I want any of that. Have you felt your heart skip a beat? What? I ain't taking that shit.
Come on, man. Yeah. Yeah. May cause heart palpitations. And you come out. Come on. It, like I told them though, they love to bring up degrees and science, and like the FDA got over 100 products approved in this country that's banned in third world countries. And I keep telling folks, with all our credentials, it's third world countries that's outliving us. Now listen, if folks is banning these chemicals in third world countries and we still got it in our products and we want to promote our health system and the FDA and the people in power over here, and they letting you eat shit that a third world country leader won't even give his people. Now he may not be rich like our leaders, but he like, damn, nah, I ain't gonna give them that now. That's too fucked up. The people over here like, oh yeah, put that shit up in there. Fuck it, I don't care. Now we dying at 60s, in the 60s. These folks in the third world country, yeah, they living a fucked up life, but they living a old life. They getting old.
Hey, you heard about those athletes in the Olympics where they were talking about how their countries are bringing their own food?
They countries bringing their own food. Yeah, they ain't eating this shit.
Yeah, our condiments. Yeah, our condiments have all these, like ketchup. You look at all that stuff in ketchup. When you look at the condiments over there, it says tomato paste, this, that, vinegar, and whatever. Just like 1 or 2 things. We got all this other benzoate, quinzoate, enzoate.
Let me break something down to you. And this some real shit if y'all pay attention. The life expectancy of Asians are way higher than Americans. But why am I bringing that up, right? You got Asians that come to America and they will bring their whole Asian economy here. For example, when you go to Chinatown, Koreatown, they getting all their products from their land. They bringing their plants and crops here and selling it in their own supermarkets. They eating the way that they was eating in their country, even though they moved to America. They brought they fucking same shit here, how they eating. And guess what? That's why they come here in America and keep outliving us.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I was dating a girl from Yokohama. She used to always keep stuff on order coming from her country. Although she did eat certain American foods, she made sure she had that seaweed, sea moss.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And they don't go to our supermarkets either.
No, and they restaurants. When you go in their restaurants, like I went in there, it was after lunch, right? So then that's when they sit down. They all sit down and make their own food and shit. And they started bringing out these dried herbs and dumping them in the water and taking all this other little stuff and putting it in a little pot. They have a little potluck. None of our stuff that we eat. Barely even damn rice, or they might have rice with it. But they'll mix rice with all that shit and they'll eat that. They'll never eat what they sell us. Never. They never eat.
Man. It's like how the Bible, I'm in the world, but I'm of it. They move to America, but they're not of. They don't like some of them. They what you call it, integrate with American ways, and then you can tell with how they start to morph and they future generations be. But that's what happened to us when we got colonized and shit. But see, that's what we pushing. Two different systems. One is healing, one is treatment. And the healers have always been under attack by the treatment centers. Think about this, right? The true Christ of the Bible, plural, there was more than one Christ. There were Gnostics. These were natural healers, promote herbs and medicines. They were under attack by Rome and the Caesars and all them who was pushing the medicines and elixirs and snake oils of the Pharisees and Sadducees, y'all. This shit is a old war. Because when they had the gladiator system set up, well, we still in the gladiator system of Rome, but what I was saying was the health system of Rome was primitive, man. If you had an infection in your leg, they just cut it off. If you had, it was cheap, easy, and it costed you a lot to have the worst procedures. Just like today, people go broke, spend their whole retirement treating their cancer, and it seemed like the treatment doing them worse than the cancer did. Tell me I'm lying.
Absolutely.
It's the same system of Rome, and then they mad at the healers who coming with the alternative, the true Christ.
And then they all follow Paul.
Right.
The Romans.
Paulinians. And the Paulinians love treatment. They don't like healing. Facts. They be gang banging against herbs, them Paulinians. Shout out to Dios Mios for becoming a member. Yeah, talk to him. Shout out to F. Hutton for joining. Kicking it with real truth. F. Hutton, man. We just here, showing Sebi some love, man.
You, bro.
What's up,
Long time, man. Been a long time, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Much love, my brother.
I wanted to say though, this dude a clown, bro, because no matter what you clown, first of all, when you got mucus, it causes inflammation. So wherever the mucus is there for a purpose. And even though the mucus might not be the exact cause of it, the more the mucus try to fight off whatever it's doing, the more it try to gather around whatever it's trying to fight off, it's gonna cause more inflammation. So if you got it in your chest, you could have like hey, don't mind me right now, but y'all who shave your nose hair, if you cut your nose hair one day, or you couldn't you really trim yourself up, and one of them nose hair go down your throat, and you don't get it out your throat, it gets stuck in there, and that mucus will start causing you to get sick. Why? Because the mucus in there is causing inflammation. If it go down, it's gonna get in your chest. It's gonna cause inflammation, and the more the mucus build up around there, it causes inflammation. They do know what Dr. Sebi was saying. Same thing with your knee. If you got some kind of cartilage or something going on in there, whatever your body doing in there, like you said, mucking it up, trying to heal it, that's gonna cause inflammation. That's where the arthritis come from. So what Dr. Sebi saying was exactly right. The dude just, like you say, he being petty, and he actually a clown.
Yeah, man. Clown. The worst kind too. Worst kind, because
the clown.
You going against the people who pushing the herbs of the field and natural healing. Like, dude, how low are you for content and for just people want to? They've said to themselves, man, I'm trying to get this bag. I'm crossing over to the dark side. They got their energy aimed toward the wrong people. We need to be looking at what the FDA doing. We need to be making content about how they don't have to tell you what's in your food, and that law been passed for years now. Why are you worried about a dude pushing herbs? You worried about a dude pushing herbs, and Monsanto damn near got a patent on every seed in the planet. You ain't worried about that. You worry about a dude pushing herbs, and you can't buy no food in the store that's natural anymore. And these come from the people with the
Like you said with the boy Julian, with the making the plastiline. You know, anytime a black person becomes how you say, like start
alternative,
engineering and well, not only that, but become, start to and the word slipped my mind, but anyway, when a black person start being innovative, there you go, and start doing stuff that outside of the box, they're gonna find a way to bring them down.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna find a way to bring them down. If they can't incriminate him on something, something like that, they're gonna offer.
Yep.
They're gonna take him
there
out.
You go. I like that you used the word innovate, because it made me think about something. They only allow us to innovate when it comes to coming up with the new fashion style, the new slang. And it's like they always gonna let you know, NIGGER, stay in your place now. We ain't gonna let you be innovating over here with all this shit over here with the deep shit, like the shit that really matter. Like you trying to do too much. Go and make a shoe company or something. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Hey, pause 1 second. A little bit off the topic. Y'all heard about the burger called a nigga burger?
I ain't heard about that one.
Bro, they got a whole restaurant. And the bun black, the burger black. Man, look that shit up, man. That shit crazy. I just wanted to bring that up because you brought up the NIG, but go ahead.
Yeah, I would eat one of them, though. I don't have a problem with the N-word. I think that we need to be educated about it.
Hold on, they were saying we might be mixed up in the meat, though. Because the area way they selling it is like these foreigners. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They could have made that bread and they could have made the bread and the meat out of chicken and watermelons. I'm gonna still eat it.
Yeah, hey, facts, man. I'm eating it, man. Shout out to y'all niggas, man. I need to go and check them out, though. I ain't gonna lie. That's a good little marketing scheme. Get them niggas up in there. Oh, I think, you know what? I can play this video, but I'm telling you right now, man, he still ain't showed me where Dr. Sebi is a scammer or grifter. I'm gonna let y'all know the next argument. So his next argument is so we already talked about the mucus thing. So the next one is right here. It's hey, y'all support the show if y'all enjoying yourself tonight.
I chose 7 of the most popular supplements in Dr. Sebi's store for Casey to analyze in detail. And she came back with that heat.
And it's like you got this chick in her medical suit. You told her, look, put your suit on for the video. Because you want to let them know that you're a young woman that the white man just gave his credentials to, and this dead elder didn't know what he was talking about with all that herbalist talk. But see, this the same attitude we take up in the jungle. We go up in the jungle, young folks. If you drop these folks off in nature, they couldn't tell you nothing about the herbs and what plant to take for healing. You will be lost. They shit only work in the concrete jungle on a grid of control. And guess what? Their treatments and medicines ain't doing that but killing us while we pay for hella expensive prescriptions. All the diseases they saying they can't cure, why don't we see the Dogon and the Bushman suffering from goddamn cancer, diabetes, AIDS? Come on now. All of the
You
people
right,
we
bro.
say we better than, they ain't suffering from the shit we trying to look for cures for.
Yeah, I messed around there, and they had prescribed me some medicine for some shit, and I was taking it, but like you said earlier, it was making me worse. You know what I mean? It was slowing down my creativity. It was making me drowsy, making me aggravated at work. You know what I mean? All that. I cut all the medicine out. I had stopped smoking weed and shit like that, but I cut all the medicine out and just started smoking CBD. Just only CBD. And then all of a sudden started to get better. And then,
That's what's
all
up.
the medicine people were like, oh, you need to make sure you're taking your medicine. Man, I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that. It was gonna make me spaz out on somebody. But that's how they rather do you. They rather put you on that medicine and try to get you in therapy and get you going back and forth to the doctor for this and that. You don't really need all that. All you need is natural herbs, stuff that that ain't gonna cause side effects like old boy was saying earlier. They'll give you some medicine, and then the side effects of the medicine will be worse than what you got.
And this dude here just, I just can't vibe with him, dog, because his whole channel is nothing but calling out. And I don't really do the color thing, but like nothing but black folks you calling out, man. And some of them need to be called out, but then you it's like when your whole niche is looking for the next black grifter, you're gonna get a lot of people who really not grifters and scammers, but you need content. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because, well, I don't like dudes with one hoop earring in anyway. Like that shit is like remind me of like, I don't know, it remind me of some shit. Is that 70s, 80s? When did men wear one hoop earring in the ear? Well, it's one little hoop earring.
Hit me with a full research chart with info on
That
which
shit
compound.
Sound like a dude named Gary in a leather jacket or some shit like back in the day, with a Jerry curl or something.
Compounds are helpful, neutral.
We quit roasting him. It's a mild roast. Shout out to him. But come on, man. You spitting on the dead elder's grave. That's right. You going against the herbs, man. I'm defending the plants. You roasting the herbs.
Risky.
Y'all, pun intended, roasting the herbs.
And straight up dangerous.
This one actually was like a hard one for me because I've been a dietitian for like 10 plus years, right?
Yeah.
And you read through the research, you know the data, you know the statistics, but everybody knows their body better than you'll ever know their body. And so if something is working for them, you don't want to say like, well, that was a...
Now look at there. Even the chick with the degree is keeping it real. I want y'all to pay attention to this now. I want y'all to pay attention to what's happening right here, because this chick right here is saying, yo, these people know their body more than me and I'm the doctor. Did y'all not hear that? Now, if that's true, that's coming from a degreed doctor, then guess what? How you just gonna downplay them 7 testimonies? Them people know their bodies. Yeah. What? Yeah, you saw his lips. You saw when she. Yeah, bro. Hey, look, he had to keep this in here because Shawty would have been like, man, why you edited my shit? I'm gonna keep it real. That's you on your smear campaign. Now, look, I gotta give this little chick here some props now, because I'm gonna tell you something. She really ain't debunking Sebi. She just telling you what you need to go through if you want to be a doctor. She giving you honest answers. It's him that was trying to bend like, she's on my side. Let me go and hear what the doctor got to say. And the doctor ain't really debunking Sebi when you listen to her throughout the whole show, bro. That's right. This dude's so deceptive, it's crazy. And I think she kind of see what's going on. And she like, well, hold on now. This one right here. I ain't trying. Let me play this shit. I'm talking too much. I just like how she kept it real with him right there.
And so if something is working for them, you don't want to say like, well, that was a terrible idea. Like, according to the research, this shouldn't be working for you at all. It's like, well, if it's working, like, keep it working.
Wow. I got to pause it right here, though, because this coming from a doctor with degrees. Do y'all hear this? Listen, a degreed up doctor just told you if some shit working for you, even though if our books don't agree with it, hey man, it's working for you. Hey, let me rewind it one more time. That's the end of the show right there. Where the scam and the grift at? Because everybody is saying it's working for him. Even Michael Jackson, he brought up Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was begging Dr. Sebi to come back to his house. So what, they fell out about money. Niggas do that. Show me where, see, this right here is a dagger.
You read through the research, you know the data, you know.
This shit, this
Hey,
chick,
what she just said,
yeah.
what she just said, Sanchez, was the research was wrong.
In a nice, like how the pilots be like, you know, I can't say it, but you know, hint. Listen, it can be seen like that. She basically letting us know, I can't really just shoot down the alternative. If it's working for somebody, it's working. That's crazy that a person with a degree would keep it real and you won't. And you brought them on here to be the authority because they got the degree, and you still trying to paint a narrative that this man a scammer. That's so fucking low.
When she lined it up and she said, even though the research say it shouldn't be working, if it's working,
right.
If the research say it should be working and it is working, that means the research was wrong.
Come on now. But she ain't gonna say that is wrong, but she basically said it in so many words. Come on now. Come on now.
Potentially risk.
And that's his degreed up source that he brought on his shit. Bro, if I was debating him, I would use his own source the whole debate, and I would just replay that part, and I would talk about Sebi's testimonies. And I would say, bro, the doctor just said if it worked for them, it worked for them, even if it's alternative. So how he scamming? Debate over. Tell me that ain't a W debate. That's it. I won. Come on now. And that would prove you're spitting in the grave of this man for what though, brother? For a few views? Damn, man. Like, damn.
Risky.
We got the shit on dead herbalist. Damn, bro. Shit.
And straight up dangerous.
This one actually was like a hard one for me because I've been a dietitian for like 10 plus years, right?
Yeah.
And you read through the research, you know the data, you know the statistics, but everybody knows their body better than you'll ever know their body.
Come on,
so
man.
if something is working for them, you don't want to.
You saw this fool? I'm gonna tell you what I learned about body language. When a person turn their head to the left, that means some form of dishonesty. And I'm going to tell you what I think. Go look it up, y'all. In psychology, and police know this, looking to the left when you answer or respond means some form of deception. Now watch this. Why did he look to the left when she said that? Because he acted like he agreed with her, but he don't really agree. In Cam mind, the white man know your body more than you tell me I'm lying. That's right. I get them vibes from him. Y'all don't get them vibes from him? Come on now. The fucking doctor just told you know your body more than her, and she got the degree and the robe on. She got the white coat on. She just told you, Sanchez, you know your body more than me.
That's why she had to chuckle. She chuckled with it.
And Cam, he's coming from the perspective of, even though you got 77 testimonies from Sebi that's saying my body feel better, he's wrong because Sebi don't have a fucking degree. But the person with the degree just said, fuck my degree. You know your body.
Yep.
Come on now, bro. How is people still throwing Sebi under the bus after hearing this in the interview? They should be saying, Cam, you wrong. See, ain't nobody, they want to destroy this man's legacy. This is an agenda of the medical mafia at this point. It's like, bro, y'all, they so wrong and loud wrong, deep wrong, deep wrong.
for like 10 plus years, right?
Yeah.
And you
it's like MAGA vibes.
Read through the research, you know the data, you know the statistics, but everybody knows their body better than you'll ever know their body. And so something is
He know damn well he don't agree with that. Sure.
working for them. You don't want to say like, well, that was a terrible idea. Like, according to the research, this shouldn't be working for you at all. It's like, well, if it's working, you know, like keep it working as long as your labs look fine. And the diet, you know, it's basically a whole food, plant-based diet. 10 times out of 10, like those diets are reducing diabetes risk. Like,
do you hear this? Do you listen? If Sebi was alive, it would look like this doctor is on Sebi's side. If Sebi was on this call and it was Cam, Sebi, and a doctor, the doctor would be saying more things that's in support of what Dr. Sebi teaching. Tell me I'm lying. But see, it's crazy because the narrative is still he's a deceiver, scammer, and grifter, even though the doctor here is telling you for real, telling you right. I mean, plants, herb-based diet. Come on now. I believe she's a Sabian, but she just went to medical school, but she fucked with Sebi on the low.
Improving your overall heart health, neurological function, all of those great things. So the basis of the diet is absolutely amazing. It's just when you start like recommending specific supplements for people that gets like, again, really dangerous. And then,
but see, here go the thing right here. Everybody recommends supplements. We got a whole supplement industry, bro. Over-the-counter supplements from vitamins, neurologic medicines, all that. It is so YouTubes are selling supplements like motherfucking hotcakes every day. So like to even try to like put that on Dr. Sebi when his supplements are all herb-based, and again, the testimonials of his supplements are proven through the testimony. Ain't no paid testimonies like these big corporations with 100 side effects on a supplement because it ain't herbal based. Come on now. Come on now. Sebi can take you to the garden where he was growing the fucking ingredients for his supplements at. You can't do that with Joe Rogan nootropics. So we be petty when it comes to our legends. Like, think about it. I bet you there was some people talking shit about George Washington Carver. He's not a real scientist. He's just an N-word. The man came up with over 10,000 inventions and still had haters. It don't, and I bet you most of them look like him. It's just sad, man.
Also not having any third-party testing. You know, a lot of even things that you can purchase off of Amazon, they're not regulated.
I said over 10,000. That may be, you know, exaggerating, but you get me. He got a lot of them.
They're not tested, and they can have really high amounts of heavy metals that, you know, provide like toxicity to your body. Toxicity that they're saying is supposed to be being removed from your body. So I love it. I think like
I agree with her. Somebody say this supplement can remove the toxins from your body. A lot of it be snake oil. You don't know which one the right one or which one not. And that's all she's saying. But he's trying to make it like she's dissing Dr. Sebi. Bro, this is a real hit piece, man. And people so damn shallow and lost like they can't see through it. She's just telling you, be careful when people recommending supplements because all of them don't do what they claim to do. Come on now. Easy work. How is that? Even Sebi would agree with you on that. Like, come on now, bro. But he's reaching for straws against this dead herbalist.
The eating habits are absolutely amazing and has been shown to be really anecdotally beneficial for people. But then once you get to like the website and like the vitamin recommendations, that's where your red flags really start hitting hard.
Could you walk us through a few of your main concerns?
Definitely. And I want to like touch note too, because I should have mentioned this before. Like,
so far, I don't hear nothing that's a dagger for like Dr. Sebi.
The acidity versus alkaline. So what's your body temperature? Where does it normally hang out at? What would you say?
The 98.6 number that we all learned in school, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't change that much, does it? Like, our bodies are incredibly efficient. And the same thing with our level of acidity too, right? Like, when we're breathing out like, not, I don't want to say acid, but basically it's acid to like help make sure you're balanced. Your kidneys are getting rid of like these also extra acidic things in your body, as well as your liver. So again, like, your body's doing a great job of that.
And what Sebi is saying is you can help your body help you by giving it more alkaline products. Like, I totally agree with that. I don't even think it take a person with a degree to understand that, listen, if I'm putting a lot of bullshit in my body, let me dilute it or cut it with the good shit. Simple. Whether you want to say alkaline versus acidic, or good shit versus bad shit. Like, we ain't gonna make this hard. You feel me?
It's only when we start overloading it and putting pressure on our kidneys or smoking too much, and damaging our lungs. Yeah. That's when we see that like acidity lines start to change. But
now keep in mind, right? The people that keep bringing up smoking, they keep talking about degrees, doctors, credentials. Don't you know that the FDA allow cigarettes to be sold for a reason? They approve it. The people who supposed to be concerned with our health, they don't ban them. Guess what they ban? Herbs. Let that sink in. The people they saying let me go to for the credentials are giving you shit that's killing you, but they supposed to be caring about your health. Y'all keep bashing cigarettes, but the same people you sucking off approved the cigarettes, is what I'm saying. The same health officials you defending, they in fact, when they first approved cigarettes in this country, they were saying it's healthy and it helps strengthen your lungs. You can't make this up. Go look it up. Doctors was doing cigarette commercials. They was smoking cigarettes in hospitals, y'all. Y'all think I'm lying?
Yeah. You ain't lying, because what started hurting the people was the chemicals they start putting in the tobacco. Remember, our ancestors, you go into one of them tobacco stores and the darkest statue, it sells for millions because it represented good health, tobacco smoking. When they start putting them chemicals, see, these chemical people, just now they did it to the marijuana, right? They turned the hemp into the marijuana. Now the marijuana something else, chemicals.
They'll look at a pack of cigarettes. They'll say, well, yeah, the FDA allow these cigarettes to be sold, but they gotta make the cigarette companies tell you all of the side effects and damage that's gonna come with you smoking a cigarette. The same FDA allow the over-the-counter medicines to be sold, and they got to put on them all the side effects that medicine gonna give your ass. So a person smoking a cigarette to heal depression is gonna get lung cancer for a side effect, and a person taking goddamn a medicine to heal lung cancer gonna get depression for a side effect. Let that sink in. Everybody just swapping out illnesses and shit. And the crazy thing is all FDA approved. You can't get off a drug. They just gonna replace one illness for the next one. They gonna say, hey, look, this drug gonna get rid of that, but we putting you on this drug because this drug causes that.
Hey, it's like my numbers on my sugar had went up. I don't have diabetes, right? I did this a lot of water drinking thing, pushed a lot of fluids and stuff out of my body, nutrients, stuff like that. Anyway, wound up drinking some sodas and stuff. Long story short, I wound up in the hospital. They gave me something called metformin. They was trying to make me take 3 months of that shit, 3 months worth, right? Man, I took that shit for 3 weeks. Start walking, stop doing sugar, got my numbers down. I cut that shit out. That shit start making your feet turn black. They was trying to get me hooked on that shit. I cut that shit out.
And it's crazy, man.
But
hey, man, salutes to the panel, to the brothers, man.
it takes a really long time to get there, and you got to trust your body to do what it is supposed to do. I'm gonna refer to my notes because look at these guys. Like there was.
Let me see here where we at in the.
GYN that, like they're gonna slap you.
I suspected that as soon as I saw a uterine wash solution for women, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be bad." And then,
well, let me. I actually want to see this part. Let's see, because I don't understand how a woman can go to a store and buy like a douche or a uterine wash, but you don't mean to tell me someone else can create that same product, if not better? Like, come on, let's just hear
liver
it out.
toxin, where
I don't know. I'm just asking.
It's causing folks to either go into like have cirrhosis or liver failure, depending on how much they were using. One case study actually, someone was using it for their cancer treatment and ended up having to go to the hospital to get their liver treated instead and delay their cancer care. As any woman would know, you're not supposed to douche. Like if you told your OBGYN that, like they're gonna slap you.
I want to take this back because I don't know what they're talking about. I want to kind of start from a clear point here.
Unless something goes wrong, and then they'll follow up.
But I got to skip around.
And then also I wanted some anecdotal stuff, so I went to like some different websites to see like what people were trying and what they would report to. So all of that is in here, but there are some.
Shout out to Stacy Galore. Thank you for the love. Stacy said the FDA cannot ban cigarettes because Congress explicitly withheld that power when granting the agency authority over tobacco. Thank you to Stacy Galore.
Some pretty glaring red flags. So on supplements, you should be able to at least know the amounts that are in there. It shouldn't just be like, there is red yeast rice. No, there should be like 200 milligrams of red yeast rice.
And she's right about that, but I just want to say something. This don't mean Dr. Sebi is a scammer and a fraud. It just means he's ghetto, right? When you have up and coming mom and pop stuff, they labels are very simple, and we know that. We know that when you buy certain products, it got less information printed on it than when you go in the grocery store. We get that, and we understand, and no one actually sit there and read all the ingredients anyway. You just buy the shit and drink it. Tell me I'm lying. How many of y'all go in the grocery store, buy the stuff, and you probably certain items you do. I ain't saying you don't, but not like that. But my whole thing is, I get what she's saying, and she's right. I ain't gonna push back at it. But I'm saying this don't disqualify a product or a person just because they lacking certain information on their product. I will say it does show that you're kind of a rookie amateur, and it may turn a lot of buyers off. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying what you were saying. You're not gonna go in our stores and it's like 2.5 milligrams of this, 2.8 milligrams of this. We don't do it like that. It's just like the older people. They used to cook. A pinch of this, a little bit of that, a pinch of this. You get what I'm saying? That was just our natural way of doing things.
Yeah, facts. That's facts.
So there was no listing of how much was in any of the products.
So far, I haven't saw nothing that said he's a scammer and grifter. It's kind of reaching for straws. And I was hoping that the brother would have some on Sebi. It's sad to see so many people go with this kind of content on this dead herbalist. And I keep saying dead herbalist so it can sink in a certain way who you're attacking. Instead of the FDA, Monsanto, they're literally terraforming the food. And you talking about a man that's telling you to get off of their diet and go back to the plants and herbs. literally telling you what the Bible told you, and you attack them and you call yourself a Christian. Like, these folks is something, man. They literally working for the papacy and the mad mafia, the establishment, the authority. But I can't play no more of this video, folks, because we're like at the 4-hour mark right now, and that means I got to shut her down unless people are going to, you know, extend the show here by way of super chat. But I think that's pretty much it for this topic. I can't leave this video up. I probably could, but I'm not going to risk it, because not only was we saying a lot of triggering words medically, but we had, you know, it's just, this ain't one of them ones we can keep up. I probably could, but this show wouldn't be monetized.
I should have coded some of the things I said too.
Now, what I do, I'm starting to chop up my streams into the highlights and portions where I uploaded and stuff like that after the fact. But yeah, salutes to the panel and everything, man. Salutes to everybody in the chat room.
I hope somebody send us some super chats.
Well, I've been on here 4 hours, man. I don't mind staying longer, but yeah, I mean, hey, salute to the people out there.
Can I say something right quick, Sanchez?
Yeah, you got it.
Let me go ahead and shoot this off right quick. I don't know if I ever said this before, but I used to work for a dude. I was just looking for his book. He got a book talking about Bash Reeves and, you know, black police, you know, bounty hunters and stuff that, you know, started the police, used to work for the police force and different stuff like that back in the day. But they were like trying to keep the white people from killing black people, different shit like that. Anyway, I used to work for him, and he used to work with this other white dude that was like a scammer that used to marry old white ladies. And, you know, like when they got old, he would marry them, so when they die, he would get their inheritance. And I was like in my early 20s, and the white dude had came up to us one day while we was out getting some supplies and shit. The white dude came up to us, and he was telling us this story. Now this, mind you, this is like 2005. That this white dude came up to us and told us this, and he was like, man, he told us about the thing. He said, man, you know the thing I was doing? He said, I had married this lady, and I started getting these big checks. I'm gonna try to speed the story up. He said, I started getting these big checks from somewhere. I looked into it, and I found out they was coming from some pharmacy. So I looked into the pharmacies and found out what pharmacy they was coming from. He said, I kept seeing this name, you know, like Red Foundation, Red Foundation, Red Foundation. Now, if I say Red Foundation, most people know what that is. But back then, nobody knew what it was. But he told us, he said, a Red Foundation is Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, some other dude. He didn't know the dude's name at the time, but it ended up being Barack Obama. So this is before Barack even got put in office. He was talking about the Red Foundation. I said all that to say this. The story he told us back then in 2005 was this exact story. He said they were sending me this money, these checks, because I had inherited from this lady who passed away a patent on a medicine that is the cure for AIDS. And they don't want me to put the medicine out, so they pay me money. They pay me money every month to keep, you know, to keep this medicine off the shelf. So everybody who in on this, who got stock in this particular medicine gets paid money every month, so that they don't go to the pharmacies and try to put this out on the shelf. He said because they trying to kill off 30 to 60,000 Africans in Africa before they put out this medicine to cure AIDS. That was in 2004. Now the Red Foundation is open, is a bunch of people, but mainly headed by Bill Gates, allegedly, according to this man. Now, if you look into it, they all are part of the Red Foundation. And that's the story that he told us. And the medicine didn't come out until 2008, 2009, where they started putting out the AIDS campaign, you know, with the little dudes and draws and stuff and saying, you know, about whatever they were doing. So that's just how they do when they want to prolong sickness. until, like you, because I heard you say earlier, and I wanted to bring it up, how they'll let people die off for a long time before they put out the cure when they really already had it since 2005.
Facts, man. Like they act like these diseases just come out of nowhere. They create these things in the first place for population control. And they ain't gonna never get rid of one without coming with a new one. Once they find a cure for cancer, you're gonna have some new shit pop up that they can't cure. They gonna just replace them.
Now, I got something to throw at you before you go. This is kind of like reverse population control, but I want you to tell me what you think about this. They trying to pass a law in North Carolina that a woman cannot get an abortion. She cannot use pre-birth pills, to stop births. They can't get any of that stuff. And if they do, if a man report that they used birth control or had an abortion, the man will be able to kill them if he wants to. Off them, sorry.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm gonna have to see that to believe it, but I'll look into it. Let me give a shout out to Joshua Tellerton. You hear about gravity dropping 7 seconds tomorrow? Oh man, what a load of god doggone bull crap, man, bro.
It's called, I'm getting ready to tell you what it's called. It's called House Bill 1232. If you could look that up to see if that's anything to it.